Do not tell motherfuckers I'm on vacation unless I'm out of the country. Because real talk, when you're still in America, that's not vacation. You just might be you might be OT, but vacation is when you got to get your passport stamped.
Man,
brother.
get the fuck out of here with that, man. You was twirling your little toes in the sandy beaches.
I was.
You was drinking little gay drinks with umbrellas and slices of pineapple with your chick.
Not umbrellas, but yeah, definitely.
You was hugging up on her waist, talking about I love you more than ever. Nigga, you was on vacation. I was up here on the train, kids running around in my apartment with the snotty nose and the shit stains. My wife telling me I ain't shit. Nigga, you was on vacation, B.
Man, you gotta take your lady on vacation, Combat.
Yo, B.
You gotta take Miss Combat on vacation.
I do gotta take Miss Combat on vacation.
A lot of problems that internal problems disappear when you go on vacation. When you get out of your house.
It's stress, man. No
Yes.
kid, and you don't even have kids, B.
Right.
Like my 4-year-old right now. My daughter, I love her dearly, and she takes all these pictures in the whole nine, and she looks like a sweet little doll, and you want to hug her, B. But at the wrong hour, man, she gets possessed, B. Like just crazy,
I saw something like that.
Screaming for hours.
I watched the show Tiaras and Toddlers.
Daddy.
Have you ever seen the show Tiaras and Toddlers?
Daddy.
Would you ever put your daughter in a beauty pageant?
Daddy. And you just want to all you want to do, B. You was on vacation, B.
You got to watch the show Tiaras and Toddlers. Honestly, I see how it all happened for John Benet Ramsey. I see how it went down.
Mommy. Add 100 to that shit, B.
Yeah.
And you just want to choke the shit out of that little angel. I love you, but yo, man, what's going on? I'm sorry, man. I'm going out of my zone right now.
Oh, man. Listen,
talking about family.
I just scrambled back here from the garden, man. I was just at the garden tonight, man.
El Garden.
Yes, indeed. Knicks are getting ready to go into the playoffs.
Yes.
Buzzing at the garden. Shit is buzzing at the garden when women are in the garden naked.
They had some bra straps. You seen some bra straps?
I was seeing areola.
Yeah, areola?
Baby, yeah.
You saw areola in the garden?
Areola.
Baby,
I saw
brown areola, like the big one,
it was hints of. It wasn't actual definable areola, but it was hints of it. I mean, the shirt was
do you like the pea areola or the pancake areola?
I like an areola that kind of the circumference touches a woman's forehead.
Okay.
So I like the large
I don't know
areola.
that you're talking about mutant.
Because think how sensitive that skin is. If that skin comes up all the way around by her forehead, anywhere you touch it, she just be like,
But would she look like the fucking elephant boy girl or some shit? If her head was like discolored like her nipples?
It'd just be a birthmark.
That's a big ass birthmark.
You just be like, oh baby, that's just a birthmark.
Yo, baby, your face is a birthmark.
Only thing about an oversized areola is you got to think about like them hairs that come out of that long hair that comes out of areola.
Every now and then.
Right. So a real large areola would have that super long hair that you could choke on.
Now, have you talking about the super long? Have you ever seen like an afro patch?
I've seen the super long. I've never seen the afro. I've seen girls with afro patches on their chest area.
Oh.
Not even on the breast, but in the center.
Do you like that?
Kind of, sort of.
Why?
It's sexy. It's all about how a woman walks. So, if a woman has a sexy walk,
right,
then I feel like hair.
And have an afro on her chest?
Hair on the chest, or maybe a little piece of hair on the chin. That's kind of. If she got the sexy walk, though.
Sounds like you talking about a young boy with.
No, I'm not talking about a woman. I'm talking about a woman.
Okay,
like was in the car with Mr. C, that kind of woman?
I'm talking about a woman, not a Mr. C type woman, not even one with an enlarged labia.
Not the type of girls that Mr. C
She has a regular size labia, but I'm just saying a little bit of hair, to me that's like, it adds to the sexy. She got on the right heels, some sling back heels, got her toes did. Maybe she got a little lengthened sideburn. Maybe her sideburns come down to her chin and wrap around.
Now, you was gone for a couple of weeks, man. Like, you weren't on vacation, but you were gone.
I was in Atlanta for a couple of weeks.
Right.
Came back.
Oh, just last week you were gone.
Just last week I went to Florida for a week.
The week before we had Premiere on the show.
The week before you had Premiere, I was in Atlanta.
No, Premiere. You weren't here with Premiere.
I was here for Premiere.
We were talking about last week.
I was
with
not
Neil
here last
Brennan
week.
and your girl Jazz Fly.
My girl Jazz Fly. Yeah, I guess I did.
Girl Jazz.
I did say, hey, listen, let's bring Jazz Fly here for Women's History Month. I did suggest that.
Yeah, I mean, and she's a friend of ours.
Yes, indeed.
Did you listen to last week's show?
She came and took over. She came and took over the show.
She came in brolic, right?
Yeah. She came in. I thought she came with NY Delight. Because she came and just dominated.
With the testosterone, right? I mean, she's a lot more feminine than NY Delight.
Okay.
Like, you know, the manner in which she speaks, and she's really soft and the whole nine. Whereas NY Delight is just like, what up, NY? But it was awkward last week, man.
What I will say is I love to listen to the show when I'm away from the show.
Right.
And last week was the most difficult show for me to listen to.
Now, what was your perception of the show, man, like when you were listening to it?
My perception of the show was that everyone was stepping on each other's toes. Everyone was basically cutting each other off.
Right.
And there were lines that weren't getting mentioned because, you know, everyone wanted to jump in and say something. And Neil Brennan was getting cut off. You were getting cut off. It was hard for me to listen to.
Man, you know, I was a little pissed off and disappointed because I was really looking forward to interviewing Neil Brennan, man. And I had, you know, I put a lot of time into the preparation, and I kind of have a destination where I want that ship to land. And I felt that last week, out of all the interviews that we've done, that was the one that just landed fucking in the field in a different country. You know what I mean? And I was just pissed, man. Not blaming anybody. I went back. And I tweeted you and I spoke to you last night, man. But I went back to like our quote unquote officially recorded show of the Combat Jack show when we had NY Delight as a cast member. It was just me, you. We didn't even have guests yet. We hadn't had any guests yet. It was just me, you, NY Delight, and A King.
Damn.
And it just felt so controlled, like not just natural. B. Nobody was necessarily talking over anybody. And not saying that I wanted to go back to that because you can't stop evolution. This spaceship has taken off.
Yes.
But I had to go back to the basics and realize that, you know, all of us gotta run this shit a little bit more tighter, man.
Yes.
Because I don't ever want to be in a situation again where I'm frustrated because I have a guest here that I really want and I can't conduct the interview that I want, man. Because it's just a waste of time.
That's exactly what I felt listening to the program. And I mean,
now A King wants to chime in. I want to
hear. No fault of Jazz Fly. No fault of anybody. Just it was a chemistry issue inside the booth.
And we still have to figure out what we're going to do with Just Blaze. Just Blaze, by the way, internets. Is in a studio session right now. It's a 50-50 chance that he may not be here for the entire evening, or if he does show up, he'll bring the person that he's recording with in the studio right now.
Nuts.
So we may have a special guest, or we may have a non Just Blaze appearance.
Yeah, we may have to break PNC windows tonight
if this person rolls through.
Sure.
He's representing the ATL.
Yes. By way of Chicago.
By way of Chicago?
Yeah.
On a major level.
But I mean, he's it's Just Blaze level.
It's Just Blaze level.
Just Blaze type level. I mean,
yo, now that he's out of the room, what is Just Blaze doing here?
You know, I'm scared of really, honestly, I'm scared of the potential that we have with Just Blaze inside here. I mean, he's connecting us to. He's basically our star map.
Well, I think he's still trying to figure out. Should he connect us? Like, I still think he's trying to figure out. But this shit is cool, or am I fucking with some degenerates?
No. I think Just Blaze already knows he wants to fuck with us,
right?
And organically, he'll make those connections. But you got to understand something, Combat. We have a navigator. Like you've watched Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica. When you have,
I prefer Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica is crazy. But now imagine you've got that dude, that navigator, who can plot out the entire universe, galaxies and star systems, and Just Blaze is that dude.
So he's like our Cylon. He's our Cylon.
That's it.
The cat that's already been out there, and now he's coming back to fuck with the common
funny that
mortals.
You would say that, yes. Yeah.
Like in the new Battlestar.
Just Blaze might be a Cylon.
He might be.
He might be. but he can certainly connect us to stars in galaxies that even though we can see them with our eyes, we can't reach them with our hands.
If Just Blaze walks in here with a fucking Klingon, it's a rap, bitches. It's a fucking rap, B.
Yo,
Speaking of which,
I
man.
feel like Just Blaze does have a Klingon in his crib.
Yeah, probably. Some like a servant. No.
Nah, I think he got Ewok furs in his crib.
Ewok or a transporter or some shit. Yo, we got to figure out what's going on with Just Blaze, B.
For real.
We'll get to the bottom of this Just Blaze affiliation.
Oh, man.
But I'm still happy, the brother comes through and
no doubt.
He's very professional. And, when he was talking to Neil last week, it was interesting to watch them talk shop between a comics world and a producer's world, music producer's world. And then the week before, him talking shop with Premiere was just amazing because they talked and I'm just a fucking spectator.
Well, I mean, this dude is kind of like one of those ultimate hubs. I mean, we bring in someone who makes action figures, and Just will be able to build with him because Just will have that action figure collection in his archive.
No, he'll have the Chinese workers in his basement. The Hasbro Chinese workers in his basement.
Right. Making the fully
articulated, B. Like the fucking pinkies will be moving back and forth.
He's the ultimate fanboy. And,
yes.
And I got to tell you something. This booth is the clubhouse for fanboys.
Now, speaking of the clubhouse, man, I've been going back and forth since day one, man, about really feeling that I felt like instinctually that we needed a female presence in here. And we were talking about it last night, and you were saying that, you could see where we would go with that, but this is still the ultimate clubhouse.
Yes.
And in certain cases, not to be sexist or anything, but going back to the Little Rascals, they had the He-Man Women Haters Club. Not that anybody in here hates women. Maybe Premium Pete. But nobody. Premium Pete, by the way, Internets is out of town also. He's in L.A. or in California right now. What's up, Premium? I know he's on the check-in. But, still, do you feel we're ready yet for a female presence?
I don't feel like a female presence will benefit this show every week, every episode. But there are certainly certain episodes where, just like, honestly, the Chef Roble show.
Yeah.
I think Chef Roble was comforted with NY Delight.
Yes.
In the area.
Because they're in that same world, that she, elite. You know what I'm saying?
The type of world where a man might cross his legs and twirl his foot.
Yeah, and not be gay.
Like sachet.
Right.
Like wear some sandals with some gold lame soles and shit.
I don't necessarily think a man is gay if he's had a fist in his butt.
Hey, easy.
I mean, just to clarify.
Wait, have you?
No.
Had a fist in your butt?
No, I've never had a fist in my behind. Maybe a pinky finger. Or a tongue. But I'm a man. I'm still a man. But certainly a woman inside this booth for certain shows, certain episodes would definitely help us because it loosens up the guests. We had Jazz Fly here with Dream Ham.
Oh, that was perfect.
It was perfect.
Yeah. That was so perfect.
We needed a woman here when we had Tori.
Wow.
The Brooklyn Torre or the other Brooklyn Torre?
Come on.
Internets, get ready for combat. It's the Combat Jack Show.
Yo, we got a special guest on his way tonight.
Excellent.
A-Trak.
Excellent.
A-Trak, yo, man.
Finally, someone who fucks with Cuddy, like I do.
Well, we had the Complex Boys here.
Yes, that's true.
And they fucks with Cuddy.
That's true. Joe LaPuma fucks with Cuddy. Joe LaPuma and Cuddy definitely have sniff blow together. I'm confident in that.
Okay.
Not to put
what up, Joe LaPuma?
Not to put JLP's business out there like that, because I fucks with JLP.
You know what? I mean, shout out to the Complex Boys.
Yes.
But Joe LaPuma was a little too guarded when we were interviewing him that time, B. Like, I was like, dude, you're not hitting chicks? And he was like, oh, no. And I'm like, come on, B. You can't be in that position and not just randomly
Not put your finger on something.
Something.
I mean, I'm a nice guy.
One of them sweet, naive Dominican chicks that's coming through
disgusting.
The complex halls wearing thongs for them photo shoots.
Oh, my goodness. You know they got a Chinese basket in their office?
What's a Chinese basket?
Chinese basket is one of those sex devices where you sit like a naked person in a basket with their butt out and you do stuff with their behind.
Wait, you've seen a Chinese basket in
Listen, the complex offices are crazy.
I don't believe you, man.
I'm telling you.
I'm going to DM Noah Callahan Bever tonight and get to the bottom of this because I don't believe you.
I'm not going to say any more right now.
Why? Did you sit in the Chinese basket?
Of course not. I told you, Combat, I'm a man.
Okay. Well, anyway, we have special guest A-Trak.
A-Trak.
And 2 weeks ago, I was talking to my 14-year-old. He's the one that's an asshole. We don't get along. And I was like, am I wasting my time? He's like, yeah, you might have to get a regular job, Dad, because you're too old to blow up. Just shitting on me. And this is the week we had Premiere on, right?
Shitting on your whole...
Shit on my whole steez. I was like, fuck you. You can't play PlayStation this weekend. So Monday, he finds out that A-Trak is going to be on the show. And he's like, oh, Dad, you got to get me an interview. I mean, autograph. You got to get me an autograph. Like, you're really blowing up right now. You got A-Trak? Like, fuck everybody else. You got A-Trak. A-Trak is the man. He's the hottest guest. Dad, you're going places. Like, what the... Like, A-Trak?
Yeah. A-Trak.
So, A-Trak is the cheat code.
A-Trak is... Just Blaze is the cheat code. Okay? Just Blaze connects us to A-Trak.
Okay.
Just Blaze connects us to...
But I had already known via the internet's A-Trak.
Yeah, but you wasn't fucking with him like that.
I kind of was. Like, I met A-Trak virtually, via the internets when I wrote that piece a couple of years ago on Damon Dash. Mm-hmm. And he had tweeted, I don't know who this Combat Jack kid is, but this story is official. Mm-hmm. And that's when we connected. Mm-hmm. And then, we would talk, and I remember one time I was like, yo, man, what are you doing this week? Do you want to come on the show? He's like, I would love to come on the show, but right now I'm on some, I think it was Ibiza or one of them places that just make you want, if you're not there, you just fucking hate your wife and your life and your mom's. He was in one of those places. Mm-hmm. So I knew it was going to happen. And, this week came by, and, Mondays, I'm always fucking up with the guests. I don't know who's going to be on the show until like 24, 48 hours before. And I just hit him, and he's like, yo, I'm down. So... He's currently at the weekend, the Weekend
RB guy. Session?
He's Weekend, the performer.
Okay.
House of Balloons. He's performing right now in Williamsburg.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. I thought he was at a listening session. Okay.
He's either in it's either a listening session or a performance.
Okay.
He's performing.
Okay.
And A-Trak is there.
Yes.
But he hit me like an hour ago and said that he'd be here closer to 11.
Okay.
We have like a full hour with him so I could conduct my interview in the whole nine.
Yes.
And then I said, hey, King, it's hitting me because we got to make this show tighter. Yo, I don't want to go over 2 hours anymore, dude.
If it does, it does.
I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay, well, listen, let's just keep it rocking. A-King is letting us know it's music break time. The internets are logged on, tuned in, listening to the Combat Jack show. It does not
So we're not using featuring Dallas Penn anymore, man?
Listen, you can say it if you want.
Yeah.
You can say it if you want.
I know last year you caused such a ruckus.
Yeah, Combat. I mean, last year, I said, you know what? Dallas Penn is going to fucking go get his own spaceship.
We can't do it without you, man.
Y'all, first of all, y'all can do whatever y'all want.
Yeah, but we can't do it.
Oh, listen.
Without you.
Shut
I had
the
motherfuckers DMing me last week like, yo, fuck, man. I'm wasting my time when Dallas Penn isn't here.
No, fuck
I told
that.
you what this nigga said the other day, B. This nigga said he loves the show. Great, he loves
Who
Matt.
Said that?
This guy. I was reading some comments. It wasn't even.
Can I say something?
No, let me speak.
Okay.
He said, "I love Matt Raz. I love Ben Hameen's cuts, the production, Racist Pete. Dallas Penn is brilliant. I love everything about the Combat Jack show except Combat Jack."
Yo, I gotta say, whoever left that comment, fuck you.
No.
Because when I said put $1 in my PayPal if you love this shit.
Tell him why
you sat the fuck down. 7 motherfuckers stepped up. And as a matter of fact, one of those dudes stepped up so hard body, he's standing here in the booth with us.
Tell him why you're mad, son.
Okay? That's how hard body, always ambitious stepped up. So don't tell me what you fucking love. Alright? Because if you ain't got $1 for your love, then sit your ass in a Chinese basket so I can put my fist in your butt. Okay, I'm sorry about that. No, I fuck with y'all though. If y'all fuck with the show, I fuck with y'all.
True.
Yo, so anyway, man, it's glad to have you back.
Good to be here, brother.
It feels a lot more simple and controlled right now.
Well, we don't have all these fucky boys in the room.
Yeah.
Fuckyberg Jenkins is out this week.
No more meat sticks in the room.
No meat sticks right now.
Just Blaze
that.
hit me. He says he's most likely on his way. So we might have another element to the spaceship.
Oh shit! The cheat code.
The cheat code is on his way.
Just Blaze, aka the cheat code.
Can we ask him at least to produce like a 5-minute ditty of him doing the cheat code? We got to bring some different elements to the show, man. Anyway, A-King, DJ Ben Hameen, Matt Raz, Dallas Penn. It's great to see you guys.
Yes, sir.
Let's go into our music break. The Combat Jack Show featuring Dallas Penn.
Internet.
With Just Blaze on his way. A-Trak in the atmosphere. www.radio.fm.
F your radio, internet.
Grab your
F your radio.
and F it. Yo, who the
Ness, can we get him to fucking say that name Dallas Penn again?
who the fuck was that, A-King? Yeah, play that
shit
again, man.
again.
Tuned in to PNC Radio, home of the Combat Jack Show, featuring Dallas Penn.
God damn!
Yeah, I need one of those.
Is it that brother that was in here earlier? What's his name again?
Kareem Taylor.
Kareem Taylor.
Yeah.
The voice of PNC Radio.
He's now the new voice of PNC Radio?
Yes, he is.
Or is he the voice of the Combat Jack Show? Featuring Dallas Penn.
Is Kareem in the building?
He's right. He's sitting right.
Can we get him in the booth for a second?
Yeah, open the door. Open the door. Let's get Kareem
What
in here real
the
quick.
fuck?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh,
Kareem.
shit. I mean,
I gotta hear him say that shit again.
what's going on, sir?
Home
Kareem,
of
right?
the Combat Jack Show.
What's
featuring
happening, man?
Dallas
Speaking to the
Penn.
mic, sir.
How's it going?
That's your voice right there.
Kareem, what school did you go to, brother? Because right now, he is accessing his white privilege.
Right.
His name is not Kareem, though.
No, his name is Kareem.
Kareem.
Are we good?
Yeah, we good.
Clark Atlanta University.
Clark Atlanta University.
Kareem, man, how long have you been doing voiceovers, man?
Man, I started about 4-5 years ago.
Really?
My freshman year in college, we were joking around and, like, I don't know.
Yo, was drinking some bud, just burning some trees.
Something happened.
You got the spirit of, like, the voiceover. Like, how did this happen?
No, well, we were like, yo, there's really a dude that do the movie trailers. You know, you grow up thinking, like, it's like a computer. But it's like a dude, for real, in a studio somewhere doing that voice. So we were like, yo,
The biggest event of the year.
like we just started playing around doing it.
And you kind of killed it.
Yo, like somebody noticed that I could do it.
Right.
And threw me like on like a bunch of radio stations in Atlanta. Then I started doing like pageants. Like they just,
Pageants?
yo, you could do it.
You was finger banging there?
Something.
Was he figuring? He went to Clark Atlanta. First of all, internets, understand something. This man went to Clark Atlanta. All right. He didn't go to Clark Atlanta in '92.
That's when it was.
All right. He's not. I don't believe he's Freaknik experienced, but he still went to Clark Atlanta, which is still, as we like to say in the Combat Jack Show featuring Dallas Penn, the cheat code.
Yo, I love that, man. Like, so can you just say some shit right now, man? Like, and I hope you don't catch an offense, like, when motherfuckers, like, have you perform, like, on command. I hope you don't mind that, but, like, it's amazing. I think it's such an amazing
It's amazing.
gift.
This summer, don't miss Dallas Penn and Combat Jack coming to a station near you.
Okay.
Oh, see now, hold on for a second.
Now, A-King doesn't like
Hold on a
that.
second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You got the order a little off.
Right.
That's all right. I'm not tripping on that.
No. I mean, you know, but switch it around a little bit. Let's hear that again.
And you know what?
I'll tell you why. Kareem, we have a barbecue.
Yes.
An annual barbecue, which
The Bring
we
Your
have a
Own
lot of
Blogger
fun.
barbecue.
And we tell people, like, I mean, folks on the internet that make their information available to other people to help move information. We say, come on out. We're going to feed y'all. We're going to have fun with y'all. We're going to give y'all a day where y'all can be the star. That's how hard people that run blogs and Tumblr pages and steal music and put it on the torrents. Whatever y'all do, y'all are good people. Y'all should have a day where y'all can get a hamburger, a hot dog, a piece of chicken with some cheese on it.
Yo, Kareem is like, what is he talking about? Yo, can you just say Dallas Penn, what the fuck are you talking about?
Dallas Penn, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yes.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Kareem, man.
Internets. Shout out to the Combat Jack Show chat room.
Kareem, man. Welcome to PNC Radio.fm and welcome to the Combat Jack Show. We did it.
Pleasure. Nets.
Yes. Wow, Dallas. Can you believe what's going on, B?
The spaceship.
Where can the internets find you?
At Kareem Taylor on Twitter.
At Kareem Taylor on Twitter. Internets. You hear
Hold on a second. Kareem. Don't step away from the mic yet. Kareem, do you have a Black Planet page?
I think it was.
What's your Black Planet page? No. What's your Black Planet page, brother?
Honestly, I think it's Superstar King KT.
All right.
I ain't signed on to it.
All right. In a minute. It's still there for you. Kareem, what's your MySpace page, brother?
It's Calm Down Boo 06.
Woo! I ain't gonna tell you to put your Facebook out there unless you want to put your Facebook out there.
Everything is KareemTaylor.com.
Internets. Fuck with Kareem Taylor.
Internets.
Shout out to the internets.
Yes.
Shout out to you guys.
Interconnected networks.
Yes. All right. So, where are we now?
Man, listen, we might do news right now, but as the spaceship is moving, we kind of plotting things out. You want to get some news?
Well, Just Blaze just hit me from the cheat code station.
Okay.
And he said that he's wrapped up in this session.
Woo!
But he and the artist that he's working with are going to call us in 4 minutes.
Okay.
Just to touch down, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Touch base and see what's going on. And I'm kind of excited that, this cat is going to be on the phone with him because...
You got an iPad comment. Just Blaze is probably sending you a video right now.
Some what do they call that? Some Skype shit?
Skype, Ustream, something's going on.
FaceTime, some shit like that. Where am I? I kind of lost my train of thought, man.
Man, we are.
There's so much shit going on this week, B.
We are in the spaceship right now. We're actually making video too.
Brian McKnight.
Brian McKnight
is winning.
I heard he has a new single out.
You heard?
Let me show you.
Brian McKnight is about to show everybody
how it squirts. Do we have some
water sports?
We got some audio.
Basically, it's an ode to female empowerment.
Female empowerment or female genitalia?
Well, how the fuck is he gonna tell a female what to do with that?
He's not telling. Well, he's showing her.
Like his shit has got to be secondhand, regardless.
He's been around though, B.
All right, like I want to hear Patti LaBelle.
Brian McKnight
show women what to do. No. But
listen. Brian McKnight has been around for a while.
Okay.
And I've seen him have chicks go crazy.
He's put his finger on a lot
of punans.
A lot of things.
He's laid his head on a lot of punans.
I wouldn't doubt that there could be. You heard those dogs barking in the background? There could be a Brian McKnight bestiality video out there.
Yo, what is it with you and bestiality, man?
I'm just saying.
You seriously, I know you asked Premier, and bravo, by the way. Let's give Dallas Penn a round of applause because I did not know that DJ Premier, D Primo, was that heavy into porn, dude.
Was a human being?
Oh, you didn't know that? He said it on record.
Think what record? What record did I miss?
DJ Riz record. Him and DJ Riz. He's like, DJ Riz is my brother. We both into that scratching, DJing,
we both watch porn together.
Son, I'll bring it to you next week. He's like, porn.
No. He didn't say that him and DJ Riz watch
not together. They
like
just
scratching?
both interested in porn.
Yeah, I like scratching.
Do you like scratching?
Nah, but Dallas, once again, man, when Primo was here, man, that was a great call. Because when y'all went in that lane, I had nothing to say, man. Who's that?
Bring it to me first. I have lots of things to show you. If you're ready to learn, let me show you how your pussy works.
Yes, Brian.
Didn't know that it can squirt.
Platinum.
Here's what I want to know. How popular would this song have to be, right? How many weeks at number one before they would be forced to make a Kids Bop version?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? I'm being tortured by Kids Bop right now, and I'm amazed at some of the records that are on Kids Bop.
I say about 3 months at the top of the charts.
Dude,
they got to figure that out.
They got the CeeLo record, Fuck You, on Kids Bop. They got that shit on fucking Kids Bop.
So what do they say in that one? That Forget You?
Forget You. And my daughter sings the whole thing, and I cannot believe what executive approved that shit, B. But she loves that song, and Brian McKnight.
I'm gonna tell you what executive approved it.
Ooh.
The devil.
Mr. Devil. But I can
Devil Records Incorporated.
I can guarantee you, I think it was a brilliant move of what Brian McKnight did. And when that shit goes on iTunes, that shit is out of here. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even charge 99 cents. I charge a premium for that shit because it's adult content.
But you want to?
I charge $1.25 for that.
And that's
bitch.
why Apple is also the winner.
Apple is winning.
Apple is the winner.
But seriously though,
Apple sold a zillion iPads, iPhones. I don't even think they're selling the iPod anymore. The iPod they're giving away for free.
Let me tell you what happened the other day.
At parties.
The other day I got a package from Team Epiphany.
Pause.
To go to this event, this Hennessy event. I opened the shit up, and the invitation was an iPod, B. It was an iPod Touch. Why you laughing?
You said an iPod Touch.
It was an iPod Touch.
He's got a package from Team Epiphany.
You got a package?
Why did you say pause with regard to Team Epiphany, man?
Because you got a package from him.
No, we're just having fun. You got a package.
Shout out to Team Epiphany.
I understand you got a package. I know Team Epiphany. They have given me a package.
They've given you packages, right?
Pause.
And the shits have always been dope, right?
Official.
But when I saw it was an Apple product, I almost shit myself because I thought it was an iPhone. Like the first motherfucker out there that sends us iPhones, y'all can have my soul.
First of all, when the motherfuckers send us iPhones,
damnation.
That means Apple's gonna have the new shit.
I will burn in hell.
The iPill.
Because I'm stuck on T-Mobile.
You gonna go get the iPill? That shit is gonna be...
I'm stuck on T-Mobile.
Yeah, T-Mobile.
So the first motherfucker that sends me an iPhone, B, that's it,
Apple's
B.
gonna buy T-Mobile.
It is, B. Now, have you seen the Google Shades? The Google glasses.
I've heard of... No. I've messed with the Google phone.
Actually, we got a phone call coming in. We definitely got a phone call coming in. I think this is Just Blaze is calling in the cheat code. Let's see what's going on. Is this the cheat code?
Yeah, it's a cheat code. I can't really hear you, though.
You can't really hear me? What's up? I can hear you, cheat code. What's going on, Just Blaze?
Not much. We just working over here. What's going on over there?
Yo, how's it going, man? Who you working with?
Oh, hold on. Let me get him on the phone. Hold on.
Okay.
What up, Negro? What's going on?
Yo, is this the king, the real king of the South right here? Is this the man that's running? Is this Ludacris?
I can hardly hear y'all, man.
You can't hear me, Ludacris? I'm asking, is this the real king of the South right here?
You got me on like speakerphone or something, but yeah, this is Luda. I heard that one thing.
Yo, what's up, Ludacris?
Internets.
How you feeling, man?
And man, I feel good, man. Just blazing here, making me love hip hop all over again, man. We in here vibing. You know what I mean? We talking about some good subjects in terms of music and just about history and about legacy and about just making our mark and chapter in this hip hop book, man. So we making some good things. Ludiversal album is coming soon, man. I'm hard at work on album number 8 on that ass. So
yo, man,
we're gonna make sure we make history all over again.
Yo, Luda, man, I'm glad you're in the studio with Just, man, because I want you to know, man, I've always felt, man, that you were one of the most underrated rappers on the planet, B.
Yeah, man. I discussed that and all. I discussed that on the album. So we gonna turn it up a notch. Trust me when I tell you, man. I'm being extremely honest and vulnerable on this thing, like I've never been. So it's gonna be some heartfelt stuff on here. Trust.
That's good, man. What you working on in Hollywood, man?
Man, we about to shoot Fast and Furious 6. Believe it or not.
Y'all was watching that today.
Franchise, man. How's it feel being part of a franchise, man?
You say what?
I said, how's it feel being part of a franchise like that?
Oh, yeah. No, I feel damn good. Them checks roll in, man. When you part of a franchise, you know how it goes. You're damn right. What else am I supposed to say? You goddamn right. It feels good to be a part of a franchise.
Yo, Luda, just tell us you're going to come back with the ill sideburn, though.
Hey, man, I got the sideburns kicking on right now. Literally just got a haircut.
Already.
I can't get away from it, man. At the end of the day, that's how the natural hair on my face grows, man. All I'm doing is
turn up
a little bit off the bottom and the top, man. But yeah, that's me all day. That's the signature.
Turn up, brother.
Yo, Luda, man, when you coming to Brooklyn, man?
I need to come to Brooklyn soon. I went to a Brooklyn party one time. That might have been the best party I ever been to in my entire life. So I know how y'all get down.
Yeah, that's how we get down, man. Well, I'm looking forward, man, to hearing what you cooking up with Just Blaze. You do know Just Blaze is the cheat code, right?
Yes, he is the G code. All day, I already know.
Yeah, man. So, yo, man, next time you in town, man, please stop through, man. We'd be honored to have you on the Combat Jack Show.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all, man. Hold on a second. Here goes Jack.
Yo, cheat code.
Up, down, left, right, PA start.
Yeah.
To the next
30 lives.
I'm going back to work.
Yo, go back to work. Just we'll see you next week, my nigga.
Yes, I'll see you next week, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What?
One internet. Wow. Now, what were y'all telling me to do, man? Were y'all telling me to move into the camera? Like, what's going on? Like, did it have to be a certain vicinity to the phone?
No, I feel like, you know what, I mean, right there, you know what's happening right there?
What's happening right there?
We just had like one of them interstellar communications. Okay? PNC might not have the equipment that could get the frequency.
Oh, so I got to move it to the right coordinates?
Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, you ever looked at a star, you know, you got to have your shit in the right spot.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? For the light to come through your eye right.
Okay, so I
My
get
nigga.
it. I get it. So now that we got that out the way, man, I guess we going back to format. DJ Ben Hameen. We got some culture this week, man?
Nah, I don't know I have any culture. I thought I had one, but I think I already read it on the air before, and I don't want to repeat myself.
So you don't have no impromptu type of poetry?
Nah, I'm not really impromptu freestyle. Nah, I don't really do that.
You can read it again, Ben.
You can read it again, man.
I can read it again? Okay, then. Well,
now I know we had a long conversation earlier today about haters and. Okay, you know, but DJ Ben Hameen has been letting some of the hate get under his skin, and I've been walking him through it, man. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers are sitting home. You know what I'm saying? They either got some fucked up jobs or they don't have no jobs, and they criticizing him about his mixes and shit like that. Now,
man,
understand. This is a collective endeavor, and as we continue to grow and rise, you know, we're getting better and better. We might not have the mixes.
No. We always doing our thing here,
right?
And the truth is, I mean, it's. Can you imagine what people like Nas, people like Jay-Z have to accept on the daily?
Or I was telling him
about what they do.
If you letting these cats get to you, imagine how it's going to be if and when Jay-Z disses you.
Yeah,
I've been dissed by Jay. Did I ever tell you the time I got dissed by Jay-Z?
No.
That shit hurt.
Jay-Z even saw you with his eyes.
He said some shit. This is before he became, you know, King Hove.
Okay.
I was about to say the other shit, but
okay.
But this is when I had that nasty breakup with Dame Dash because I was their legal representative, whatever the fuck. Right?
Did you have motor skills then?
Motor skills? What do you mean?
Nah, go ahead.
Okay, so Jay-Z's always been slick with his rhymes, right? And I remember there was a time where shit got so hectic that Damon would keep asking me for shit, and I'd be like, I don't know. Because I was just so frustrated. So it was after, you know, we parted ways, and I ran into Jay-Z at this barbecue in Brooklyn. So my last name is Osei, Reggie Osei. First thing he says to me is, Reggie Yon Osei. And then he fucking walks away, and I'm like, fuck, that hurt. I'm glad he didn't make it into it, but I've been dissed by Jay-Z. So I'm telling Ben Hameen, you letting bozo niggas say some shit.
They ain't bozos. Shout out to them, you know, because
that's right. They're not bozos because they are. But I'm saying,
I'm a bozo. Bafo.
I'm saying you letting cats get to you.
Yeah, definitely. And
I didn't mean to call y'all bozos, but
yeah, but by the same token, you know, it
y'all
was
ain't
like
Jay-Z though.
You know, I just had to address certain things, but, you know, you're right. And, like, I want to give a shout-out to my boy in Houston, too, because I was talking to him earlier, one of my best friends from growing up, and he was like, y'all at that point right now where you got to really, like, stay low and keep firing because y'all on the right path and y'all right at that tipping point. So you got to really, you know, keep your head on straight and stay low and keep firing. And I felt like I didn't do that right after he told me that. So, you know, now I'm learning the lesson. So shout out Drew, my people.
So you back in your zone right now?
Yeah, definitely. And I actually do have a poem, too, if we want to do that.
How do you blow off steam? Ben, I'm sorry, before you bless us with that knowledge.
Yep.
Real quick, Combat, I just came to my mind. How do you blow off steam, brother?
You know what, man? Like, I really try to meditate in the morning, man. I really try to meditate. You know, I try to chant some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, when shit gets too hectic. Exactly. That's exactly what I do in the morning. For like about an hour before I start my day.
For an hour?
For an hour.
You're sitting around chanting.
I'm not
shit
sitting around.
for an hour.
I'm sitting down.
Okay.
I'm not sitting around.
You're sitting in one place.
I'm sitting in one place, and I'm taking all that frustration and all my ambitions and just everything, and I become one with the universe.
Now, where are you sitting in, like a rock garden, like Russell Simmons? You know, dangling your feet in socks around.
Nah, with my feet in some puddle with some koi fish swimming around my toes. No,
Yeah, on your Zen shit.
I'm sitting in my living room, and I got like a big altar, and I just zone out, and I just feel like I'm floating in the universe.
All right.
And then after I finish, I'm ready for the day.
All right.
That's what I do on a daily basis to blow off steam. You know, usually I'd go to the gym, but my schedule's so fucked right now that I can't go to the gym as often as I want to. But that's how I blow off steam. Dallas, what do you do to blow off steam, Dallas Penn?
Fart.
All right, man. Let's get to the news, man, because I don't even know how to come back with that. Matt Raz.
No, hold on. Ben Amin had
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Hit us with the culture cipher, big.
little bit cultural. We're about to deal with American culture. Let's put our armor on, thanks to Ben Hameen.
All right, I'm gonna just skip the drums and all that for tonight. And I really don't have a name for it as usual, so I'll just go right in. Is this music still playing? All right, cool. Niggas ain't scared of revolution. Niggas is scared of evolution. How do you go from kings and queens to brothers and sisters to niggas and bitches? Feels like we running a race backwards. You say it's just a word. What does it matter? It's the tipping point. Your environment determines your actions, and your word is power. So how you gonna build a tower with no foundation? My father didn't raise me to call my brother a nigga, and a nation of millions holding us back just happens to be black.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Words are power.
Word is power for real.
So your father didn't
What
raise you.
came first?
The word or the power? Word.
The word.
Word came first.
The word and the word is power.
Word is power. I mean, that's, who knows? The power came first, I guess.
Well,
all right, I want to hear the news, man, because a lot of shit has been popping off, man. Yo,
yeah.
Ben Hameen, thank you for that.
Ben Hameen gave us our armor. There you go, right there.
You know what?
Yep.
We're going to call your
Please
session,
don't
man,
stare.
the Culture Cipher.
The culture cipher?
Culture Cipher.
The
I like
culture
that.
cipher. The
You like
CO.
that? The CO. The Culture Cipher. See all the revolutions around that, B?
Yeah.
What's today's mathematics, God?
Hold on for a second, combat. Don't ask today's mathematics. Unless you know today's mathematics.
I don't know today's mathematics.
Don't ask for today's
Yo,
mathematics.
Matt Raz, you know today's mathematics? Today's wisdom power? Today's wisdom power. There you go.
Okay? Don't ask for today's mathematics if you don't know today's mathematics.
So, Matt Raz, man, what we got in the news, man?
Yo, first up, we have 70-year-old Ray Kelly, New York City's police commissioner, is being pressured by New York voters to run for mayoral office.
New Yorkers obviously don't vote enough. I mean, if you want more helicopters, like even the silent ones.
Yeah, they said he's going to be going against
the
terrorism,
helicopters,
though.
but like Matt Raz, like we talk about the silent sidewalk scooters going in the opposite direction of traffic, filled with bags of dumplings, egg foo young, occasionally pizza.
In a bag?
Whatever. On a silent scooter. Okay? Right now, save us from the silent scooters. Okay, we got to put something down on the sidewalk to slow these scooters down. They're going in the wrong direction of traffic. You're not looking for them. Wham!
That's true.
Now you got egg foo young all over your fly shit.
And some pepperoni.
Or
Because of
pepperoni.
Ray Kelly, you're saying. This is what's going on because of him.
He's letting them slide.
Listen, I mean, all I'm saying is that,
I'm going to see more homeless people in the street right now, too, B.
Well, I mean, we're about to come up on the summer. We're gonna get more homeless people.
There's this dude right now. I swear to God, there's this dude that works at Atlantic Avenue Strip. Tall dude. He looks like Adubisi from Oz.
Okay.
Dark-skinned brother. He got some kind of like dread braid thing going on.
Okay.
But when he gets close to your car, the side of his face is burnt up, B. On some what's his name?
Two-Face?
Freddy shit.
Okay.
On some Nightmare on
Harvey
Elm
Dent?
Street shit.
Harvey
but
Dent?
the dude is dark. And I'm not shitting on dark skin, but when he rolls up to you and you see his shit is all melted to the side, this shit is horrifying, B.
Yo, he's basically a Dick Tracy villain.
Yeah. He's
fucked up.
blackface.
He's burned blackface.
Burned blackface.
And that's how Dick Tracy was
Crispy.
Yo,
Niggas
he's
is crispy.
Uncle
Blackface.
Fester.
Uncle Fester. Yo, but seriously, man. I mean, all right, Ray Kelly. What do you think about that? You're more in tune with New York politics.
I mean,
than
no.
I am.
I mean, that's listen. The direction of the city has become more of a of a police state. That's
Yes.
what Ray Kelly represents.
Now, have you been stopped and frisked in the past?
I haven't been stopped and frisked, but believe me, I live with warrants. I told you that already. So if they do frisk me, I just don't be in a black neighborhood enough anymore.
Right.
A black neighborhood. I mean, I'm sure if I walked around Crown Heights, if I walked around Brownsville, a point would come where my bag would be checked.
And if your bag was checked, what are the percentages of you being arrested? You still got that shit on you, man?
Oh, of course.
You got to go see our boy Kenneth Montgomery. Man.
Me and Kenny just spoke the other day.
What other day? Like this week, last week?
This week.
When are you going to clean
2
that
days
shit up?
ago.
Can you clean that shit up, B? Is it the money? You got to...
It's not.
He said he's going to do that shit on the humble.
Perception of blackness. I feel like if I get this warrant off me, you know what I mean? I might, I'm still on the edge. Like, I still have a blackness edge.
Nigga, that's some niggerish shit, B.
It's not niggerish.
That's niggerish.
Okay, all right.
To be walking around comfortable.
I'm not comfortable.
But why are you doing that when you have an attorney, a credible attorney, internets? If you're in the New York, in the greater New York area, and you have any legal issues, call me, hit us up.
Stop
hit
and
me
frisk.
at combat_Jack. Kenneth Montgomery is the attorney for you. He's the attorney for you.
Holler at us.
So you got to clean that shit up, man. What else is up with the news, Matt Raz?
We got Meta World Peace. He clocked Oklahoma City's James Harden with a left elbow, actually after celebrating.
Saying Artest back.
Yeah. It was this past Sunday. He wound up actually getting concussed, James Harden says. And Artest was ejected from the game, suspended for 7 games.
And he says he didn't know he didn't do that intentionally.
Yeah.
He didn't try to concuss him per se, but he was like, get off me.
Yeah.
He was on some get off me shit.
Of course.
But Harden ran at him.
I've seen the video.
It's not being played. It's still out of context. You go in real time of a sports contest. I'll tell you why this shit is beautiful. The Lakers will not get to the finals.
Wow.
The Lakers will not. The Lakers will not get to that West.
Haters.
Yo, turn off mic right now, please. 'Cause I'm not going to tolerate anybody in this booth talking some shit that's pro Lakers.
The Knicks now, however,
I hate the fucking Lakers.
Ron Artest
I'm a
being
fucking
from Queens,
Laker hater. And I'm not going to have nobody on this show talk sideways about my feelings towards those bitch ass purple and gold fucking Lakers.
I'm wearing
Fuck the Lakers.
The Kobe
man.
system.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, wait,
system.
please don't talk right now.
Okay,
Ben.
okay.
You shut off his mic? You shut
right.
off his mic? Well, how do you feel about the... I don't want to hear about the
I'm
fucking
trying to
Lakers.
tell you, Combat, that this right there opened the door for the Knicks
Exactly.
to win the league championship.
So we owe Ron.
Watch this. Watch this math, though.
Hey.
Real quick. Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, from Queens.
Right.
All right? Represent New York. Boom. James Harden, Oklahoma City Thunder. Concussed. Not really got his head right.
Right.
Kind of like, now you don't really, concussions are rough.
And you know exactly what a concussion is, right?
A concussion is a brain bruise.
When your brain shakes in your head.
Well, it's a bruise, like shit gets swole, shit gets out of it sometimes.
Synapses is all like...
What?
Right.
Electricity. Bam! Oklahoma City will not make it to the finals either. If they do make it to the finals, they're not going to be able to win with a concussed Harden. Knicks possibly going to see Miami first round. Okay, everyone's talking now. Knicks, we can beat Miami. This can happen because the big three in Miami, LeBron, soft in the middle, and Hart.
Dallas, real quick though, we might not even see Miami.
We may not see.
We may see Indiana.
What happened? The game we won tonight.
I didn't check the score, but
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
if they won tonight, you know.
Listen, so much more math to go, but all I'm saying is that the Knicks are lined up with the universe now to get to the
They're aligned.
league finals.
I think they're meditating in the morning, too.
League finals. League finals. It looks like there's this kind of alignment. I felt it. I was at the Garden tonight. I felt that electricity. All right, women were not wearing underwear. Okay,
You seen Areola?
it was areola. There was shape. There was the hint of
Right.
that. In sheer shirts.
Right.
In sheer shirts with no bra. Tight satin pants. Heels 6 inches.
What that thing smell like?
I'm talking about women. Women that are 6'2". Women that 6'2", you wrap the legs around your head like some headphones.
Yes, the Knicks
Like
won
these
tonight.
headphones that we got right now.
Oh, let's segue.
The Knicks got the win tonight.
How do you like these headphones, by the way, man?
Oh, man.
Courtesy of Skull Candy and Rock Nation.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
You know, we got the
Brooklyn Nets.
with the Brooklyn Nets logo on it.
AKA the Kings County Royale.
We are looking at. I cannot disclose how these look yet
the
until
Kings
Monday.
County
We
Royale.
cannot show how this looks until Monday.
The Royale.
How do you like the Nets logo, man?
The Royale.
How do you like the Nets logo?
The Royale combat. I am sticking with the Royale.
You're not calling the Brooklyn Nets?
The Kings County Royale.
Kings County Royale.
Shout out to the Rochester Royals, who became the Cincinnati Royals, and they would have been the Kansas City Royals, but there's only a baseball team called the Kansas City Royals because there used to be a baseball team called the Kansas City Monarchs. Combat, it do not stop.
Actually, let A-Trak in.
It do not stop.
Let A-Trak in as we go over the news, man. So anyway, what's next with the news? How many more news items do you have, man?
2 more.
2 more news items, man. Let's talk about it.
We got a 41-year-old Chinese woman who was
41-year-old Chinese woman.
She was attempting to pick her child up from elementary school.
Yes.
She wound up in a dispute with the 42-year-old store owner over where she parked her scooter. By the way, this is a Chinese woman in China. We should clarify. After a heated argument, things wind up getting physical. The woman squeezes the man's testicles until he drops to the ground. He was rushed to the hospital and then dies.
Chinese woman.
Yep.
Death grip.
Gave him the death grip.
41-year-old Chinese woman.
She squeezed his balls.
The 5-finger explosive.
Both of the
palm
balls or
technique.
one of the balls?
I think the whole ball bag.
Did this individual scream in pain?
I wasn't there. I would assume so. How could you not?
She squeezes nuts to death.
Yeah.
Literally.
Intentionally.
Over
like
a parking spot.
Now,
with one of those scooters Dallas is talking about.
So she's being charged with manslaughter?
Yeah. Yeah,
Because she didn't know where her scooter was?
Not over. She was trying to park it in front of the store owner's
A motorized
shop.
scooter.
Right, exactly. And, he wasn't having
There's
it.
so much shit I could say about. I could say some racial shit.
First of all, she's a female ninja. And I mean, a female ninja, how do you can't even, you're not allowed to even hit a woman. So like.
Well, you really can't hit a woman these days. I mean, you could never hit a woman.
That's why a female ninja wins every time.
Right.
Because as soon as you be like, bitch, ow, then you know what?
That's the nuts.
Squeezes your nuts.
So he died. How long did she hold on to his nuts? This is fascinating.
I don't want to know no more about the story.
Yo, she won though. She won.
We got A-Trak here in the building.
She won. She won. What else is this? What else is in the news?
Last up, we have a new epidemic plaguing the future of America. Hand sanitizer, the over-the-counter product.
Yes.
Is actually being used by teenagers who want to get drunk cheap and easily.
It has alcohol in it.
Yes.
Pass me that sanitizer right there. I'm about to taste this.
Ethyl alcohol solution, and it's resulted in 6 teenagers being hospitalized so far.
What does it do to them? Like to their system?
Gets them fucked up.
Gets them fucked up.
Yeah.
What are they calling this?
I don't know if they have a.
It's not lean. It's not lean. We already got lean, right?
It's the new Four Loko.
Some new shit. The new Four Loko.
Yeah, I know they use like a salt
Hand
solution to separate it out. I guess all the bad stuff as it
Now,
were.
is it a particular brand that I could pick up this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, go for some Purell.
Purell.
Yeah.
And how much you know nothing about?
I think you could get it. I mean, just any over the counter, pharmacy or at Alcoholics Anonymous.
So is it because they can't buy
liquor?
liquor because they're not of age to buy liquor? What kind of fuckery is that?
Yeah, exactly. They're not old enough. Maybe they don't have parents with a liquor cabinet they can get into.
Kids will find a way.
They're enterprising.
Purell though?
Yeah.
Evolution.
I think they're just experimenting too. Is more than anything.
Yeah, I mean like paint.
That's just
glue.
stupid. Come on.
It's just the natural progression.
I mean, they just sniff white.
How many times you put that crap in your hand, you rub your hands together, then you smell your hand?
I smell it. Yeah.
Okay.
The fumes
kids
are
realize when they smell their
intoxicating.
hands after rubbing it, oh shit, that
They get
buzz.
they get a little buzz.
Yeah.
So
Like, you never sucked a helium balloon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pause.
There's no
about
pauses
helium
in
balloons.
sucking a
There's no
helium balloon.
Man, we need to
definitely
pause
is.
there. There's a flag on that.
Yo, kids, really cut it out, man. Like, cut it out. First of all,
Go back to helium.
Go back to helium. Yo, drink some beer. Steal your pop's beer. Fill that shit up with a little bit of water and keep it moving, B. But don't be drinking no Purell, man. That's not right. That's not right. So is that it with the news?
Yeah, that's it this week.
We got A-Trak in the building.
Yeah.
We're about to go to a music break. What's up, A-Trak?
What up?
How was the weekend, man?
Dope.
Not your weekend, the weekend.
The weekend.
Any weekend.
They were in Brooklyn.
Every
He was in
Yep.
Brooklyn.
Yep.
And he rocked the house?
It was dope. It was really
Now,
good.
was it a performance or was it was he featuring some music or was it?
Yeah, it was with a band.
Okay.
And it was tight.
Okay.
Yeah. Crowd
Excellent.
singing along to everything.
Excellent. Well, welcome to the Combat Jack Show
Thank you.
featuring Dallas Penn. Just Blaze could not make it in today, but he called in with Ludacris.
Oh.
As you were on your way in. You like Ludacris?
Yes.
Ludacris is a dope rapper, man.
He makes cognac and headphones.
Conjure. We didn't ask him about Conjure.
And Soul headphones. Why did you not ask him about Soul
And headphones. You know what? It was just to
He has another liquor brand too, right? Doesn't he have two?
Conjure and what else?
Sideburns.
Ludacris must have clones. I mean, he's in Hollywood.
He's got great sideburns. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Yes. The best
Let's go to
sideburns in
this
hip-hop.
music break and then let's get into this interview with A-Trak. I'm glad to have him in. Internets, you're tuned into the Combat Jack Show featuring Dallas Penn, www.pncradio.fm.
F your radio.
F your
Internets.
radio.
F your radio.
Shout out to D. Angeletti, Derek Angeletti, the mad rapper. Yo,
Internet.
you are tuned into the Combat Jack Show featuring Dallas Penn, and we got special guest A-Trak. Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, toi?
Ça va bien, ça va bien, ça va bien. Welcome to the Combat Jack Show, man.
Thank you.
We gave you these headphones. Well,
Yes.
actually, Rock Nation and Skull Candy provided these headphones with
Much obliged.
the Brooklyn Nets logo on it. What do you
Yes.
think about it, man?
The borough where I now reside.
Yes, you live in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Oh, good for you, man. Good for you.
Been there
Brooklyn
for
is
5
like
years.
South Montreal.
South Montreal. right now.
He knows where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this logo, man? I mean,
It's
does it do anything for you, Dallas?
What is
The
Dallas
Kings
think?
County Royale.
Is that you're really stuck on that name? That's what
I'm so stuck on that name. Kings County Royale. KCR. That would make for a real aspirational logo.
Mm-hmm.
You could do it in some fancy Gothic or English type letters.
A Royale with cheese, perhaps?
and with what
Jay-Z got the cheese.
with royal blue.
Well, I mean, royal. It's a bluish purple. Royal.
Royalty.
You know, like velvet.
Right.
I want their uniforms to be made out of velvet.
Velvet.
Yes.
That's a lot of
Or
sweat
at least
stains.
they're
man.
warmers. At least they're warmers.
That's a lot of sweat stains, though.
I mean, listen. Royalty, they just changed. Put in another one.
There you go. What's going on with your A-Trak, man?
I'm good, man. Keeping busy.
Yeah, you're very busy, man. Really, really busy, man.
Yeah.
You know, this is the first time, I was talking about a guest on my show, and both my 15-year-old and my 14-year-old were like, Dad, I need autographs.
That's dope. The children.
The kids went ape.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have Just Blaze on here. We've had Premier on here. We've had who else have we had on here, man?
Kevin Powell.
We've
The
had
kids went
Kevin
crazy
Powell.
when Kevin Powell came on here.
They didn't go crazy over Kevin Powell. We've had Touré. We've had a whole bunch of people here, man.
And Touré.
And my kids never said I was making it until I mentioned your name. What are you doing, man? Why are these kids going crazy, man?
I don't know.
And I gotta give a shout out.
I've been
to
DJing since I was their age.
since you were their age, right? Yeah, since 15, right?
Yeah.
Well, even before that.
Winning
Since-
DJ championships.
Well, I
Yeah.
gotta give a shout out to Friends Seminary. Specifically Shannon and Sophie or Sophia. These are two of my kids' friends. Shouting you on the Combat Jack Show.
All right.
Anyway, so you've been DJing for a long time,
Yes.
man. And not just DJing, but doing spectacular things with this craft of DJing.
Yeah, thank you.
Why DJing, man?
Man, it spoke to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I started scratching when I was 13 in my parents' basement in Montreal, and right away it felt like I found my voice.
Scratching records.
Yes.
Were you
Vinyl.
always a scratcher? Did you scratch like when you were younger? Other things?
What are we talking about?
Did you have a dog maybe as a pet?
No, I never had pets.
Okay. You ever had a rash?
But what was it
That'll start
what
you
was it that
scratching.
inspired you to start like what drove you to the turntable?
I mean,
was it
it's
a
just-
movie? Was it what was going on in your neighborhood? What was it about?
It wasn't a neighborhood thing. It's the kind of thing, you hear scratches on records. I was starting to listen to hip hop. You see it in videos or whatever. I had an older brother whose friends tried scratching a few times too. And then one time I'm home alone, I tried out. But I just figured it out right away. Like, literally, it just felt like I found my thing, my voice. Like, I could do all these scratches really quick and faster than, my other friends that were older than me and stuff. So my brother started encouraging me, like, yo, you're good, you need to practice, like, this is dope. And you know, it all stemmed from there.
Now,
it all came from turntablism for me. And then I started entering battles. I won my first battle. Next thing you know, I was DMC world champion when I was
the youngest to ever win that champion, and the first Canadian.
How did you even get to the championship? Like, who took you there?
I entered the Montreal finals, and then I won that. And then that took me to Canadian finals, and I won that. And then they flew me to Italy, and I won the world finals.
And your mom went without a chaperone, I bet, too.
My mom was with me.
Oh, your mom went with you. Okay, okay.
Now, what are your parents saying at all of this? Because I can't imagine. I mean, it's tough enough in the States when you're raising kids, and you're not necessarily in the hip-hop scene.
Yeah.
And they start saying they have these aspirations. But what are your parents saying in Montreal? Like, what are they saying? About this fascination.
Yeah, it wasn't as much of a hip hop thing. It was just a sort of I mean, the main thing my dad was saying was put your headphones on. This is noise. But you know, my parents were just like, you know, if you want to do this, you know, as long as you keep your grades up. I was a pretty good student, so like as long as you still, you know, this doesn't affect your grades, you can go and do this music thing. And especially like pretty quickly I started doing a few shows in Montreal when I was like 14, and next thing you know, like the local papers writing about me and this and that. So they see that it's something special that I'm doing, that people are noticing. So, you know, at that point they were supportive. And yeah, they just, you know, as long as my schoolwork was good, I kept doing that, and I started winning battles and meeting other DJs and working with other DJs and winning more battles. And next thing you know, this is like, you know, my for real passion.
Yeah. Now, you're 13, you're 14 years old.
Yeah.
You know you're good, but
I didn't know I was good.
You didn't know you were good.
That was the thing. I remember that. I started meeting other DJs from other cities, and like some of the greatest scratch DJs of that time, guys like DJ Qbert, for example.
Right.
Who's like completely, you know, brought scratching leaps and bounds ahead. And he was like, yeah, I want to put you down with my crew. And I really remember thinking like, why me? Like, there's got to be a DJ like me in every city. I know I'm young, but there's got to be a kid in every city doing what I do. Like, I'm just practicing and trying to learn these tricks, and I'm learning them, but I didn't think there was something different about what I was doing until I started winning more and more battles, and I was just like, well, I guess this is working, but I wasn't really thinking twice about it.
Now, what were you doing that was different from everybody else that you could walk in at such an age and win all of these battles, man?
I think it's a combination of things. I think with battles, you know, battling is really where I sort of cut my teeth. Like, you know, grew into other things later. Obviously, this is, you know, I'm 30 now, so this was a while ago. But I think with battling, it's part of it was timing, because this was a time when turntablism exploded. There's all these new techniques with scratching, and a lot of the DJs that had been DJing for a while already couldn't wrap their heads around a lot of the new techniques that were, like, literally these new tricks that were coming up, where it's like you had to completely flip your whole brain around and scratch differently. But I was a new kid, I was a new jack, so I was learning everything sort of in the same way. So to me, it was just like, all right, I could do this, I could do that. I was learning all of it real fast because I was new. So next thing you know, I was learning these new tricks faster than the dudes that were DJing for 5-6 years or more. So I go to the battles, I'm doing all the new shit, they can't do it, and I'm beating them.
A-Trak, was it a matter of equipment? Was it moving from vinyl to...
So what? Serato was
this was still vinyl.
Yeah, we're talking about 97. Serato's like
okay. So
yeah. This is all vinyl, but I think it's, and I think
what are you doing with records? What are you doing with them?
Scratching the hell out of them. And I think part of it is, I think with battling, part of it is this sort of like intangible thing. Like, it's a sort of like just a certain presence and confidence, and just like you got to make people believe that you're the best there. And like, you can't really learn that. That's sort of a trait that either you have it or you don't. And fortunately, I was able to sort of just, you know, walk into that persona at that age, and it worked.
And I'm looking at the videos, and you look like a freaking baby.
Yeah, when I was 15, I looked about 11.
So that's already the cheat code, because you got these grown men that have invested 10, 15 years, and here comes this clean kid, clean-cut kid from Montreal. So you're a kid and you're Canadian.
Yeah.
And cats are not expecting you to bust their ass, and you go in.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of surprise. But, you know, when I won my first battle, that also put me face to face with haters for the first time. You know, it went from like being the hometown hero, like, wow, Montreal kid wins big,
Big
blah, blah,
fish
blah,
in a small
to like,
bowl.
Yeah, then suddenly world champion. There's all these DJs that have been trying to do this for a year who are like, who is this kid? He's just winning because he's a cute kid or whatever. So like, I had to learn how to deal with that and grow thick skin.
Did you have to deal with racism as well?
Not that much, honestly. I feel like in the DJ world, there's not as much of a stigma of like, even though it's definitely a hip hop thing, I feel like for DJs, it's not seen as much as like, oh, you have to be black or this or that. It's just like
certainly not for
it's a music
hip-hop.
thing.
Most of our favorite DJs are white dudes. You know, I mean, not including Just Blaze, but
Okay.
Just Blaze, who couldn't be here tonight.
Just Blaze, who couldn't be here
Who's
tonight.
drinking Conjure cognac tonight.
Yes.
But what's it called? Yeah, then I had to learn how to deal with that with backlash.
Because initially it was fucking with you, I would imagine. Like,
yeah, but
because
you know what?
expected everybody to like
but
you.
the thing that was key, to be honest, is like I won the joint, I won the DMC championships, and I met a bunch of my heroes right away. A lot of the other world champions, dudes including Rock Raider, rest in peace. Like a lot of these dudes who were really like mentors to me, and they were all so cool to me right away. Like the dudes that really were the best were so welcoming to me that really encouraged me. And then a couple of the dudes that hadn't quite won the stuff were sort of hating on me, but that just made me work harder, and I got way better, and I won more championships, and then dudes couldn't really say shit, and it just kept going from there. But like that definitely made me push it further and take it beyond the initial like, oh, he's a kid, that's cool kind of thing, you know?
Now, one of the things that impressed me is in one of your earlier interviews, you were saying that even when you were in high school, you would go home straight from school and practice at least 2-3 hours a day.
Yeah, definitely.
Every day.
Yes.
And it wasn't necessarily difficult for you because you had such a passion for it.
Absolutely.
Now, in your mind, what is your career goal? You're like, are you focusing on being the best DJ on the, like, what do you see yourself as a career back
at that
point?
In high school, I don't think I was really thinking about a career thing yet. I still thought that I was a student, literally, like a guy that goes to school.
Right.
But it just so happened that I fell in love with this craft, and I just realized that the only way to get good at it is to practice every day. So I don't even think I thought about it that far ahead. It was just like, well, I can almost master this one scratch, so let me go home and practice it some more because I want to completely master it. It's like, more on that scale of like, I want to learn this trick, then I want to learn that trick. It's kind of like kids who are learning how to skate.
Right.
Kobe Bryant is the A-Trak of basketball. Just all about winning.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, okay.
I don't really know sports, but I hear he's good.
I understand, though, that your name A-Trak came from you wanting to be a graffiti artist.
Yeah. Sort of, yeah.
So tell us about how you got into that name, man.
Well, I mentioned my older brother.
Yes.
And
how much older is he than you?
4 years.
4 years, okay.
Yeah. So my brother.
And you're fortunate that your older brother embraced your talent as opposed to hating on you.
No, yeah, completely, absolutely. Our closeness was a key element to I think what I was able to accomplish musically. So yeah, my brother's a little older.
What does your brother do now?
He's got a band called Chromeo.
Chromeo.
He's quite successful too.
I like Chromeo.
Yeah.
And they've been on Yo Gabba Gabba too.
Right.
My daughter loves Chromeo.
Children love Chromeo too.
Yo, my kids love your family, man. Can you adopt them?
Yeah. But back then we were just hip hop kids, or kids falling into hip hop and just sort of like, absorbing it all. And he was a little older than me, like I mentioned, and he would go to New York in the summertime, and like my mom's got relatives here. He would stay with my mom's cousins, visit stuff, see all.
Where in New York? Where you
Queens.
guys? Queens, okay.
Yeah, my mom's got
Where
family
in Queens?
Forest Hills.
Woo! Shout out to the U.S. Open.
There you go. GP is the
Tennis
Queens
Stadium.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Austin Street.
There you go.
All right.
And so yeah, he would come down here, come back with like graffiti magazines, come back to Montreal, be like, yo, this is the shit, graph, da-da-da. So he started tagging in Montreal, and he was going out with his friends, riding, getting into clubs, seeing DJs, all this stuff, and I would just get the word of mouth account from him, whether it be on DJing or graffiti or whatever else. And so he was writing, and just on some little brother copycat thing, I was like, well, I want to have a tag. I want to have a name too. So I would sort of doodle stuff on paper, and that's where A-Trak came from. A being the first letter of my first name, and then just like sound, I don't know, just kind of clicked. It sounded
train track, A-Track.
Yeah, A-Trak, whatever.
A-Track.
So it sounded right.
It's a clever kind of like organic process.
Yeah, so I started writing. I never actually went out and tagged for real. I never actually picked up a spray can myself, but I was writing that name, just sort of like daydreaming or whatever.
Right.
And it's in around that same era that I started messing around with scratching, and the next thing you know, I decided I'm going to be a DJ. So then it's like, all right, well, you need a DJ name. It's like, well, A-Trak's my name. I'm already writing that.
Right, of course.
And that's where it came
Your
from.
brand. You were already branded.
Yeah.
Now, I understand, like, your first DJ equipment you bought from monies that you received from your bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
So what was your first set, man? What was your first equipment, man, that you had, man?
Well,
Gemini mixer.
That is correct, yeah. Well, my dad already had one turntable.
Right.
Which was not meant for scratching. It's one of those belt drive joints, like definitely not good for scratching. So, but my first purchase of equipment with the fabled bar mitzvah money was a 1200 already. That was, there's a record shop that was selling a secondhand 1200. I bought that and a Gemini Scratch Master mixer. So for the first couple months, I had one 1200 that I was scratching on, the Gemini mixer, and then my dad's janky turntable just to play the beat, whatever, the instrumental that I was scratching over.
Now, what is your dad playing in your household as you're growing up, man?
My dad played a lot of different music.
Playing French music, I would imagine?
Not that much. Well, my dad's family speaks English.
Okay.
Yeah, Montreal is just as much English as
of course.
French. So my dad's family spoke English, my mom's family spoke French. My dad would play just as much stuff like Bob Dylan, Van Morrison, Steely Dan, but then also, Aretha Franklin and Stevie Wonder and things like that. A lot of what I would call dad rock.
Right, dad rock.
Yeah.
So
I love that shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Steve Winwood.
Steely Dan is one of my favorite bands.
Steely Dan's
of all time.
Steely Dan, I learned to appreciate once I got into my 20s.
Right.
There's a sort of maturity that goes with Steely Dan.
Just the musicianship that goes
Fleetwood Mac, same thing. Those two.
I hated Fleetwood Mac.
I'll be your gypsy.
Until I got older.
Yeah, and then you're like, this is amazing.
But what are you listening to on the hip hop side now? Because you are being influenced by hip hop as well.
Of course, I follow hip hop just as much as I always did. So now it's like, just as much as like, all the established dudes, of course, from Rick Ross to Kanye to whatever, all that stuff, to like the new kids. There's a lot of new artists that I'm enjoying putting on. Even of course, Danny Brown on Fool's Gold, one of my favorite artists, and then a lot of the extended family. Casey Veggies, Chasing Cash, Juicy J, the OG who I did a song with recently. Been a fan.
Who rocked South by Southwest?
Yeah,
he rocked South by Southwest. From what I understand.
And Fool's Gold Day Off.
Huh? Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Party
ASAP,
Supplies.
of course. Yeah, parties. I mean, he doesn't even rap, but that's the homie for sure. So, yeah.
So
and Future.
A
lot of Future. Pluto.
So you're DJing now. Like, let's go back. You're DJing with cats that you respect and that you've looked up to, and now have embraced you.
Yeah.
Tell us about your relationship with the late great Rock Raider.
Raider played a very important role in my life. I mean, especially when you think about, like, when I was 15 and I won the DMC and shit, I was pretty much scooped up by Q-Bert's crew, the Invisible Scratch Pickles, who are from the Bay Area. Q-Bert, Mixmaster Mike, Shortcut D-Styles.
DJ Felix is from the Bay Area. Visiting, yeah.
DJ
Franchise, yeah.
Cool. So, yes. So, technically that was sort of the rival crew to the X-Men Executioners, which was Raider's crew in New York. But that didn't really matter in my relationship with Raider. I met Raider when I went to the DMC World Championships in Italy in '97 when I won. And right away he was extremely welcoming to me. And a couple of months later, I came to New York for my first show. I played at a show called Table Turns, which was at the New Eurekan Cafe.
And what was your first experience like in New York, man?
Amazing. And then I linked up with Raider and Mr. Sinister, and they took me to the Stretch and Bobbito show.
Wow.
So I played on the Stretch and Bob show in the fall of '97. I was 15. Did a beat juggle on the Company Flow record. And this is the era where I really was like, finding my place in hip hop. That whole rebirth of indie hip hop, the Fat Beats era, Raucus and all that. And from that point on, every time I came to New York, I would link up with Raider. We did a lot of shows together too, just being turntablists of a certain standing at that time. But I would come to New York and I always go visit him at his crib.
And what would he tell you, man, as he's like mentoring you and as he's walking you through this? Like
it was a sort of like, it was almost like an unspoken thing. It wasn't even that much of a literal mentorship. It wasn't like a kid, I'm going to show you the ropes kind of thing. It was just like, you're in town? Cool, come through, take the train to this station, I'll meet you there, walk you to the crib. I show him my new routines. He shows me his new routines. And we just chill and scratch. And so it was like a lot of whatever mentors I had when I was a teenager. No one ever literally talked me through the game and was ever like, "This is what you need to do."
Right, so it's not that fictional kind of like it's just mystical thing. It was an organic, like you were just accepted as part of it.
Yeah, a couple people just like really positive presences in my life that kind of were inspirational to me.
Right,
and Raider was definitely one of them. And then when I started, I used to have another record label before Fool's Gold. My brother and I had
your brother ran it in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that, man.
So that was called Audio Research. And basically, we had a group, a rap group that was basically my brother's friends from high school. So my brother's making hip-hop beats back then. And we start recording these demos. We wanted to put something out. And, we just thought, like, well, all these records we're buying are from Fat Beats. Let's try to get a deal with Fat Beats. And there was no other label in Canada really going through that. But Raider helped me get in touch with Rich King, who was doing Fat Beats at the time. And we got a distribution deal. And next thing you know, we're putting out records through, the, best channel for indie hip-hop at the time and just getting our records out worldwide.
And how was it? How was it running a label at that age, man?
It still inspires me to this day. I mean, I remember coming home from school and, packing up mailers of vinyl records to send them to writers from, The Source and Herb and all this stuff. And a lot of these writers that I still keep in touch with to this day to get our stuff reviewed, calling the UPS guy to my parents' house to send this stuff out to make sure that we're getting write-ups in the press.
Sending a UPS, not even through the National Post service.
Yeah. UPS was the
guaranteed
carrier of choice.
Official.
There's a level. There's a standard that we adhere to.
So internets, real quick. I just got to say that what A-Trak just taught you right there, I just had to learn the hard way. F with UPS, okay? Don't send no shit out of the country with the post office.
Yeah.
That shit you will end up owing whatever money you got from that on eBay, and then your PayPal account will get shut down because you don't have any money in the account and you are broke right now.
So A-Trak, man.
Yes.
You're known for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I think one of the fascinating things about your storied career is how you linked up with Kanye.
Sure.
Can you tell us about that, man?
Sure. I met Kanye in London. He saw me DJ at a record shop, and he pretty much scooped me on the spot.
Now, how old were you at the time?
22.
22.
Yeah.
So you had enough experience now. You were getting a little bit of money in your pocket.
Yeah.
You weren't necessarily rich, but you had money in your pocket.
Yeah, sure. Or I was, stable enough. This is 2004. College Dropout just came out. So to give you an indication, my battling was from 97 to 2000. Mm-hmm. And I battled my ass off during that time and won a bunch of titles and sort of like proved my point there. After 2000, I was like, all right, I'm through with this. And I was just sort of like touring, doing shows internationally, just DJing.
Based on the reputation that you created for being this master battle DJ.
Exactly. Just based off of multiple world champion status, going out doing shows everywhere.
And what was it again about battling that you decided you had enough? Were you tired of defending your title?
The point where I had enough was I would invest so many months into preparing for these battles, literally like months and months. And
you wouldn't wash your ass?
I would. There's always time for that.
Okay.
But there was a point where I realized that people still knew me as the kid that won in 97 when I was 15. And I was winning this other title and that other title. And people would be like, oh, yeah, you're the guy that won in 97. Or you're the guy that won when you were 15. And it was like, no, but I just won this one. And after a while, I was like,
no, but you're the first Canadian that won a DMC.
Sure. So after a while, I was like, well, why am I spending half the year for a battle to win a title that people still only know me for another one. So after a while,
So you were hustling in place.
Yeah, I was just like, putting too much energy into something.
Dallas, was that hustling in place or hustling backwards at that point?
No. I mean, he decided, really, honestly, he could stay being a battle DJ right now. But he decided that I'm going to evolve.
There was more things.
Wait a minute.
Because I remember thinking I wanted to tour. I wanted to make a record. There's all these things that I didn't even have time to do.
Somebody with talent listening to his own voice. Tell him what to do and where to go.
This guy's good.
He's very good. And I sorry to interrupt you. Dallas, you got a fresh cut on your beard, huh?
Internet, I also have to tell you this. If you ever have the chance, take the Amtrak train to Montreal. All right? I'm not telling you to take that trip more than once, though. Because it's 13 hours on the fucking train.
On a train?
You can fly 1 hour.
I drive to Montreal.
Take it in the
7 hours
springtime.
drive, right?
Yeah.
Take it in the springtime, though. When the flowers start to bloom. Or take it in the fall.
In the fall, because the trees
in the fall.
are beautiful colors in the leaves.
By the way, my great aunt lives in Montreal.
Oh, nice.
I drove to her
Only
birthday
do that shit once, though.
10 years ago.
Wow.
10 years ago.
Fly the rest
when
of the time.
she turned 90 years old. This year she turns 100 years old in Montreal. So maybe
fly up there.
No, I like driving. I like the
I'm just saying, getting past.
Do you own the Funkmaster Flex driving shoe?
No, but I own the Ford Flex. I own the Ford Flex car, which has nothing to do with Grandmaster Flex, but they think it's
Grandmaster Flex.
Grandmaster.
New name.
So anyway, so sorry, man. Go back to
Yay, right?
Yeah. So
all right, so we're talking about a period of my career where
you get tired of battling.
I stopped battling a few years prior. I was doing shows. I was already feeling like I wanted to find a bigger platform for my DJing.
Was this any way at all financially motivated?
No,
also?
no. The finances were okay. There wasn't any real hardships in finding gigs or anything like that. But it just felt like I was doing the same gigs over and over again. And I knew that I had something to show the world.
Right.
So I wanted to find.
So you were possessed. You were driven. You were following your inner voice.
Yeah, and there was I was looking for a bigger platform for me to showcase my DJing. And then I go to London for a DJ gig. This record shop asked me to come and do an in-store. They also booked John Legend, who at the time was just Kanye's touring keyboard player.
We're just ordinary people.
He was an ordinary person at the
Exactly, he was. Aren't we all? And then
some more ordinary than others.
Yeah. So John Legend does his little thing. I go up and scratch my records.
It's a little ordinary thing.
Oh, he's excellent.
Okay.
And Kanye's in the corner just supporting John. He sees me do this.
Now, and you're obviously aware that Kanye's in the building.
Yes.
Okay. And were you a fan of Kanye at the time?
I was. I definitely was. I'd been following for over a year. I was familiar with his beats for Jay. Yes, I just knew that he was this new producer on Rockefeller, and then he was prepping his solo album. I remember buying the bootleg 12-inch for Through the Wire with the cityscape on the.
So
the
you one of the few at the time.
I knew who Ye was.
That he was going to blow up as an artist.
Yeah, I was definitely anticipating his album.
Good.
And
you're a good man.
Yes, thank you. And actually his album had just come out and I loved it. And so this is the spring of 2004. I do my little thing at the record shop. He sees me. He's freaking out. He's like, "Yo, this, he's trying to get to me or whatever." But this is a small shop. It's crowded. We could barely even talk. But I connect with him after, and he's like, "Have you ever been on tour?" And I remember this conversation very well. And I said, "Yeah, I've been touring for years." He said, "Oh, with who?" And I said, "Well, just me and my DJ friends."
Yeah, just me.
Yeah, and he's saying no, I mean with a bigger artist, with
real groupies, nigga, like groupies, B.
So I'm like, "Oh no, I haven't DJ'd for a rap. I was just done my thing." And he said, "Well, I got to do this tour this summer with Usher, and I need a DJ."
Woo!
Yes,
that's a finger bang tour.
That is the official finger bang tour.
What?
Usher and Kanye, as he's dragging his mink on the floor. So anyway.
So Kanye hired me for the Truth Tour. This is the year of the Usher Confessions album.
Wow.
Yeah.
Finger banging.
Hey.
The finger bang
and you're 22 years old.
I'm 22 years old. I got on tour with Kanye.
So what did it smell like?
Success.
Success.
We did our first show in front of like 13,000 people.
Where?
Without a rehearsal in North Carolina, I believe.
This is your largest audience ever. 13,000.
I'd already played a few festivals that were quite big. But
He's stadium status already.
You're already stadium status.
I mean, understand turntablism. He's already stadium status. He's
Right.
not.
But this is a whole different.
this is a whole. This is
milieu.
Yeah. Yes, and it's this is suddenly like MTV type of audience and like
Right.
just way more.
Better groupies.
Yes.
Now, are you nervous?
Hell yeah. But I know how to control my.
Of
my
course,
nerves.
of course. And I understand now. Every professional before they perform has some type of butterfly kind of experience. Okay.
So yeah, we do our first shows without rehearsals, but so it's basically like throwing me to the lions.
Right.
But I survive, and we work through the set and build this trust. The next thing you know, toured with Kanye for 4 years. Built a strong bond with him.
Now, this is through how many albums? This is through 2 or 3 albums.
This is all the I put you like this. I guess 3 albums. Like I started working with him right after College Dropout. We did Late Registration together. I scratched on Gold Digger. We did all those tours. Graduation is probably the album where I was tightest with him. Played him Daft Punk, then he sampled the joint for Stronger, all that stuff. Gave him we used to talk every day back then. Just like really like built that album. I put a lot of input into that album. And
well, I got to tell you, man, I wasn't a Kanye believer only because I had known him for years as a producer. I remember Kanye specifically telling me he was going to rap, and I was like,
I've read your blogs and I know about your.
Yeah, I was like, come on, man, come on.
Rockefeller.
So as good as his first album was, I didn't believe. And as good as his second album was, I didn't believe.
Yeah.
But when Graduation dropped,
Can't Tell Me Nothing, definitely.
That was.
See, you know what I remember actually? That summer when he put out Graduation. See, when I started working.
Talk about the Can't Tell Me Nothing mixtape.
Yes,
the spring before.
That too, but when I was working with Kanye, that actually motivated me more than ever to do more of my own work, whether it be my own records, mixtapes, whatever, videos, because I didn't want to suddenly just be like someone else's
dependent.
Yeah, it was like I built my own rep for many years before that. So in order to maintain that, I became even more active as A-Trak. And one of the things I did that year is I did a song with some of the Dipset dudes. And my boy.
And of course, this was facilitated because of Kanye's then affiliation with the Rock.
Actually, Rock Raider helped me with that. Actually, yeah, when I wanted to get to Dipset, and I was trying to get to the dudes, and I was trying to call Big Joe and those guys, and they were like, yo, who are you? Nah. And then...
Some ghetto shit going on.
And I remember talking to Raider, who, lived in Harlem for a while and all this stuff, and he was like, I'll call my boy Ash, and da-da-da. And his boy Boogie Blind put me in touch with some of these guys, and then I was able to get in the studio with J.R. Ryder and Hell Rail, and I did a song with them. And then my man that connected me with them, when Can't Tell Me Nothing came out, I remember he called me. He was like, yo, your boy, I didn't used to fuck with him, but that joint is hot. That's that shit. And I remember that to me was one of those telltale signs of like, all right, Kanye is now reaching an audience that used to just see him as a nerd or whatever.
Right.
And that's now like believing. So that album was a milestone.
And I think it's difficult also in rap. Like in rap, we are I think the most finicky of audiences.
Yeah.
And if I'm not fucking with you, I'm really not fucking with you.
Absolutely.
And it takes so much.
Which I love, and I still keep that straight. And I might play fucking dance music now, but I still have that mind state in me of like, either it's dope or it's not. And
right.
It's like, it's black or white. It's no pun intended. It's definitely, a meter of like, it's dope or it's not. And if it's whack, fuck it.
So obviously you had a great influence on the evolution of his sound.
Sure. And as he did on me, but right. Yes.
And he acknowledges that, and you acknowledge that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So I heard some information that you were doing so well for Kanye as his DJ that at some point Jay-Z wanted you to DJ for him.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, Hova the God.
And so now literally the hand of God comes from the skies and touches you on the shoulder and says, I want you to DJ for me. Like, what the fuck is going on now? Is that tension? Is that...
You know what happened is that happened a couple weeks after I quit the Kanye gig. And that's what made it really touchy. Is there was a point where I told Kanye that as much as I love touring with him, I had my own projects. I had just founded Fool's Gold a few months prior. I now had artists that were dependent on me, where I couldn't just black out and go on a Kanye tour for 1 or 2 months and just not be reachable and all this stuff.
And there was no price.
You had your own spaceship.
There was no price that he could put on the table and say, and I'm sure I could imagine, because people like Kanye and the Jays and the people of that echelon, it's very hard to get in that circle.
Yeah.
And when they trust somebody, when they rely on somebody, when they have faith in somebody's talents, they're not trying to let that go.
No.
So I could imagine Kanye was like, yo.
But you know what, though? But when I spoke to Ye and I said I wanted to do my own thing, he actually didn't put up a fight.
Right.
And I actually remember very well this conversation in the hotel room where he said, I get it, because I remember when I felt like I needed to break off from Rockefeller and do my own thing. He was like, I remember when I used to just make beats for Jay and them, and then I knew it was time for me to do my own
There's a little
thing.
frustration going on regardless of what you're getting paid.
It's courageousness to say, you know what? I could stay here and be comfortable.
Yeah.
You could stay and carry Kanye's weed or, extra Amber Rose panties, whatever, and just be set. Or you could say, you know what? I'm going to go out with my own shit, and get my own. And that takes courage.
Now, A-Trak, I'm doing something that I said at the beginning of the show that I would not do.
What was that?
And that's we're going overtime.
Oh.
I hope you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Okay, because I think we're halfway through, and your story is very engaging. So
Can we get a music break?
I don't want a music break.
You don't want a music break?
because it's gonna.
We can't listen to a few A-Track songs.
You want a music break because it extends the show, Dallas.
Just for a minute.
Guys, what do you guys say? What do you guys say? What do you guys think?
Without getting a little music.
What do you guys think? Let's take a vote. Matt, Raz, you say a music break?
I mean, I have drugs to do. If we could take a break,
okay, you
want to
do your drugs?
for me.
A King?
I think we should take a break.
Okay.
Well,
right.
A-Track, would you kindly stay with us for an extra 10?
I'm happy to stay here.
Okay, excellent.
Internets.
This is
you are
great.
on a spaceship right
I'm having a great time, by the way. Now I'm understanding why my kids are big fans of yours.
We're on
I'm really starting to become
spaceship right now.
I'm really starting to become a big fan of A-Track right. Not that I didn't, but anyway.
Internet's.
As I'm geeking
Combat
out,
Jack might start listening to Kid Cudi tonight.
As I'm geeking out right now.
I'm hopeful it hasn't happened in ever. But
anyway, Internets, you're tuned into the Combat Jack Show featuring Dallas Penn, WWPNC. Radio.fm.
F your radio, internet.
So let's go.
F your radio. F your radio. F your radio.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Internet, you're tuned into the Combat Jack Show featuring Dallas Penn with special guest A-Trak. So you're telling us this incredible fairy tale of a story, man, where you come to the end of the road as Kanye's tour DJ.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I decided it's the end of the road.
Yes, you decided it's the end of the road.
Yeah.
You take your career by the reins and decide to walk down your own path.
Sure, yes.
And at the same time now, you're getting the hand pointing from the heavens by Hova the God himself, Jay-Z, saying he would like you now to be his tour DJ.
Yeah.
What is going on, man?
So I just told Kanye that I'm gonna quit DJing for him and just do my own thing. And literally less than a month after that, I get a call that Jay wants me to go and DJ for his new tour. This is when he did the Heart of the City tour with Mary. So obviously that's a tricky decision because, I mean, first of all, I'm just thinking Kanye is my man.
Yes.
You
have a relationship with this guy.
Yeah, he's really a friend, and I just told him that I don't have time to tour with someone else anymore. If I go and say yes to Jay, that's just some two-faced shit. I can't do that. So it's all right, I can't, take on this Jay-Z opportunity.
But it's Jay-Z.
So what do I do? So his man is like, well, do you have other DJs to suggest? And it's like, wow, well, who do I hand this golden opportunity to? And it's just, the whole thing is very complicated to juggle.
Was it difficult to say no, though, honestly? Were you waking up in the middle of the night like, fuck?
No,
Internet, salute this man's integrity.
That's just this man's honesty. You got to think about, it had been about a year where I was still working with Ye and thinking more and more, I got to do my own thing.
Right.
So that feeling of I can't work for someone else anymore, and I have a label and I have artists that I'm responsible towards, and I have my own records that I want to make and everything. Like that feeling of independence and that sort of that desire of independence is very strong in me. It's been burgeoning for a year or so. So Jay, the biggest, greatest MC in the game, hits me up. That wasn't enough to topple over that feeling. So it was just like I knew what I needed to do.
Did he understand?
Yeah, I mean, what we ended up doing is he ended up picking a DJ himself, and there was a conversation where his camp was like, well, would you come and sort of train this guy? Or would you come? Like, Jay saw me do a couple of last shows with Kanye where he really loved what I did with Kanye, and he just wanted me to help bring that into his show. So that was the compromise that we reached. Was I agreed to come to rehearsals for a week and help sort of be musical director on the DJ side.
Nice.
And Questlove was the musical director for the band side. So Amir and I worked on the show together.
And is this the first time now that you're meeting Questlove?
I think I may have met him quickly in passage before, but this is the first time that we really interacted.
Right.
And he was working with the band, and I was working with the DJ. And together, hand in hand, we were working on integrating the whole thing together and just making it more interesting and more involved than your typical jigga thing.
Internet, I almost cut off A-Trak. He powered through that. Who has more records? You or Quest? Who has more vinyl?
Like vinyl?
Yeah.
Probably Quest. We haven't compared collections, but yeah, he's a consummate, he's a consummate music lover. I'm pretty sure he has more records than me.
So at this point, dude, like
he's older than me.
You come off this tour.
Yeah.
And
records are like tree. You gain a ring every year.
In a sense.
Okay.
So you come off this tour. Now at this point, are you considering yourself rich financially?
I never think about it that way, man. To be honest, I don't.
What is it about you rich guys that never think about it that way? And us non-rich guys that are always thinking about it that way?
I think...
Because I think about it that way.
No, but you know what it is? Is like, I'm a stubborn ass, and like I've always wanted to do things according to my values and what's important to me. Thing is, if I didn't do things, if I didn't follow my heart and what's important to me, I wouldn't have been DJing for 15 plus years.
Right.
So the reason why I've been doing this for this long is that I know what actually motivates me. And I really believe that when you do that for long enough, then the money comes.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So there you go. So that's kind of, the lane that I was operating under. So it wasn't on some like, I don't need to tour with Kanye anymore. I'm rich now. I really wasn't counting my money and the Kanye gig isn't the most lucrative thing I've done in my career.
Right, of course.
It was more like it's time for me to branch off. And Hove is reaching out, so I got to figure out a diplomatic compromise, which we managed to do when I went and helped with his DJ during rehearsals. And then I was able to go to tend to my own projects, which I've been doing since.
So now we're in the digital age. You took us from like the brick and mortar vinyl,
Bobby Digital,
to now we're in Bobby Digital, Bobby Digital.
Shout out to Bill Sinkovic.
Yeah, who did the cover for Bobby Digital.
That was a fantastic cover.
Yes. You read comics?
No.
Okay,
but that was a fantastic cover.
So,
and I've read about that guy.
Yes. So now you're in a digital age.
Yes.
What gives you the fucking balls to decide you're going to create a label when everyone is kind of like, if you're not
you know what? It's not even a question of we're in the digital age. It was literally, I started Fool's Gold with my boy Nick Catch Dubs in 2007.
Now, how do you know Nick Catch Dubs?
Nick and I have been friends. We met through mutual DJ friends in New York.
I don't know him that well, but I like him. Every time I see him, he gives me good dap, and I like him.
Yes, his dap
is that a pause?
Quality. A little bit.
No, okay, no pausing.
Okay.
Not unless you need it.
No, I don't need
it. Nick and I became friends through a couple of mutual DJ friends in New York. I would come down here and just do a couple gigs in this sort of like new scene of DJing that was like extremely open-minded and just back to some like, it doesn't matter what genre this is, if it's dope I'll play it kind of mentality, which I was really into and Nick was into and a couple of our mutual friends were into, and we became friends through that. And then he started working at the Fader. And, we were keeping in touch and, trading records and all this stuff. And we decided to start Fool's Gold.
And why that name, Fool's Gold, man? By the way, I want one of those shirts. I like that duck, man.
Of course.
I like the Fool's Gold duck, man.
Anytime, we'll mail it
He's
to you
got
tomorrow.
swag. He's got swag,
Yeah.
man.
Make him pay for it though.
Why the name Fool's? No,
Yeah.
we got you. Comped. The name Fool's Gold, man. We looked for names for a while, and that was just the winner. Actually, one of the the relationship that I kept with Kanye is, we still help each other out with a lot of things. But one thing that I always hit him up for, and he's always happy to help, is when I'm trying to decide on a name, because Kanye, I think, enjoys my sense of humor, and he likes my sort of taste for just ridiculous shit. So a lot of times I'll be like, what do you think of this name for this new group, Duck Sauce? Or, here's my tour name, or I'll give him 2-3 choices, and he'll sort of zero in on something. And I remember we were trying to pick the name for the label, and for Fool's Gold, I remember hitting him up, and he was like, yo, that's the one. And I was like, all right, cool. But, I don't know. It was,
Do you like duck sauce?
Everybody likes duck sauce.
Yeah. No one knows what it is. But
Have you ever put it on chicken?
Yes.
Fried chicken.
I just did that.
You never did that before?
I never did it in my life.
You never put duck sauce on fried chicken?
It makes all the sense now.
Yes.
I put hot mustard on my chicken.
Hot mustard is
or
good.
Hot sauce.
The hot mustard is give or take. Duck sauce is the cheat code.
Thank you. Duck sauce. I never made the connection. Because ducks are waterfowl. Chicken, they're poultry, right?
That is true, but you know what? Fuck the rules. So on that topic...
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So on that topic, it's 2007. Everyone's talking about how the record industry is crumbling. It's not even just about digital stuff. It's just every publication, this and that, is writing articles.
It's doom and gloom.
Yeah, it's just saying, yo, the majors, blah, 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 they're crumbling. The industry's in shambles. I've never seen the word shambles as much as that year.
Right.
It was the fucking buzzword of the year.
And business model and all types of
Yeah, and my buddy and I decided to start a record label. In part because we're just like, yeah, whatever, that's the majors, but we're just like, we just want to put out music from our friends who are making really cool shit and that no one's really putting out. Or the few people that are trying to put it out don't really get it. We know how to do it right. We know how to package it. Our boy does great artwork. We know who to reach out to for remixes. And we just felt like, it's just like after a while of looking at everyone else and just being like, what are you guys doing? We're just like, all right, let's do it. And we didn't necessarily think it would be, we didn't know how big it would get.
Right.
We just were passionate. So we start Fool's Gold. I'm producing records for Kid Sister. That was our first single, the Kid Sister record. And we put out a couple of our other friends' records. And, there's like, Cool Kids, Kid Cudi and all this stuff, and a bunch of house and electro things too. And it's all centered around this DJ movement, which is, sort of the seed to what we're seeing now. Because, looking at 2007, this is where DJs were taking risks and rewriting the rule book and putting together sounds and genres that people didn't think should go together. And next thing you know, that became the blueprint for everything that you hear now.
All I know is in 2007, I'm kicking my kid's ass in NBA Live. I can't kick their ass anymore.
Okay.
And all I'm hearing is this haunting song. The fucking Kid Cudi Day and Night song, which is fucking. It's 2007 or 2008.
2008.
It's haunting.
Explain the single deal.
It's jumping off. It's jumping off
It's
my video game.
Yeah,
And then I start hearing it. Like
Everywhere.
it's like all over. It's just before it hit the radio.
Yeah,
I just started hearing it, and it was one of those songs where I was like, "Yo, I don't understand the rhyme pattern because it's so simple. The track itself, the melody is so simple.
I thought you knew how to dance,
but the marriage of that is so perfect.
It's hypnotic, man. It's hypnotic.
It's crazy.
The thing that's beautiful about Day and Night is that it grew without muscle. It grew organically. The shit took like over 6 months to get to radio, and it still grew from there. And
how did you like when Jim Jones jumped on it, man? Because I didn't like that, man.
I liked it.
But you didn't like it as much as Kid Cudi on it.
I mean, I love the original, but when Jim got on it, it was like, oh shit. Because Cudi, when he first came out, was this sort of like lanky, slightly awkward, sort of like outsider kid. And Jim Jones, in our psyche, represented like the traditional sort of tough guy hip hop kind of thing.
Street.
Yeah, exactly. And then he pays attention. Like, he hears this song, and it's sort of, to me, I see it as the power of music.
He
it's just like,
validates it.
yeah, it's just like, yo, it doesn't matter if it's not on some. It doesn't matter if you're a nerdy kid or a tough street dude. It's just like, is the song dope? Is the music good? And that breaks down barriers.
A-Trak, let me tell you something. Some of the toughest street dudes you would have ever seen would have been at Paradise.
Paradise
Friday
Garage.
night.
Of course, but that's but you'd be a fool.
And that goes back to the origin of this whole hip hop thing,
Yeah.
or at least
And
the early days.
I think of the Day and Night Crookers remix.
When Dallas and I came up, there was no barrier between hip hop and punk rock and house music.
I know.
And even
and
the
I-
circle. So we would leave like Union Square and see motherfuckers getting slashed with the razor blades, and then we would go to the Paradise Garage where it was definitely all types of shit going on there.
Yeah,
and no homo didn't exist back then.
I'm aware.
You know what I mean?
Of course, and I always talk to my older DJ friends about that too, because it's I feel like a lot of what's been going on in the last couple of years, and the way that the DJ became the sort of fuel for a lot of these cross-pollination things musically, it takes me back to the stories that I would hear about the early days of DJing and clubbing, where you didn't have these lines of distinction between genres and it's either house or it's hip hop or this and that. It was just like, does it make you feel good? Is it good music? Does it make you want to party and dance? And it's that's all it was.
Which is interesting, because now I'm starting to see that now in my kids.
Yeah,
like they're not necessarily hip hop heads or house heads or club heads, and I think they're just like, you have fucking A-Trak on your show.
Yeah, but I think it's even like, and I think for this new generations, there's many factors to that. Part of it is the artists themselves being open-minded. You look at Kid Cudi collaborating with Rat Tat Tat. You look at whatever else. Kanye working with Gaga and this. Like, so a lot of the artists are collaborating with other artists from different genres, and the kids see that and they no longer think that you're supposed to stick to one genre.
Right.
So that's one thing. But then on a much more just immediate instinctive level, we're in the iPod generation. We're in the blog generation. People get music of all types of genres from one source, the blogs, the internet, and they put it in playlists. They put it in shuffle, and it all mingles together, and you experience it that way. And that didn't used to be the case.
Right.
When I'm much younger than you, but when I was growing up, even in the mid-90s, it's like, I'm a hip-hop kid, or I'm this and that. Like, I read this magazine. I wear this sneaker. This is my identity. Now it's just like, is it dope? Cool. That's all it is. And I love that, because I've been trying to break down these genres for years.
Right. It's very restricting.
Yes. So, I've been trying to, like, open people's ears for many years, and now it's finally happening.
Now, Just Blaze was excited when he heard that you were coming on the show, and then
he's a good friend.
Duty called, and then he's in the studio right now with Ludacris.
Drinking Conjure.
Drinking Conjure. He's the cheat code. Is that the cheat code liquor? I've never had Conjure. Is that good?
Conjure. And that's a cognac?
I believe so.
I think it's cognac.
He's also a spokesperson for Cream.
Cream.
They may be drinking Cream.
With Pharrell.
Cream with a Q.
I believe Cream
Queen.
has sponsored
It's Queen.
BBC Radio.
Is it Queen? It's Queen, not Cream. Queen with a Q.
Cream.
Queen.
There's an R in it, though.
Queen. Anyway.
Tyson said it.
But from what I understand, Just has been in a sense down with you guys from day one of Fool's Gold. Tell us about
not
that.
day one, but for many years now. I'd say about 3 years now.
Okay.
And but it's fun. There is a factor from day one. I really remember when Nick and I started Fool's Gold, and we did our first brainstorms of like, what can we put out? And at first we're looking at our friends and we're thinking like, well, this dude has a project and this dude has a project and it's cool. And then we started looking sort of like outside the box a bit and thinking, what else could we put out that would be dope? And both he and I really wanted to step to some hip hop producers and release on Fool's Gold whatever sort of like bedroom side records, side projects that they had that they might think no one would want to hear.
But you guys were,
and we knew that Just had a past in house music, just being from Jersey and playing those roller rinks and all this stuff.
Yeah.
We knew about that, and I knew Just a little bit at that point, just from the Kanye shit,
of course,
and just whatever, running into those.
You guys are in the same circles.
Yeah, so I'd met him a few times. I had his contact or whatever, but we weren't tight just yet. But I remember hitting up and being like, "Yo, I got this label," and I bet you have house records. Let me hear them. Let's put some shit out. It didn't work. It didn't work right away. But after a little while, after 2 or 3 years of Fool's Gold growing organically and becoming an actual movement and everything, one day we decided to. We do these holiday parties in New York every year. Right before Christmas, we organize.
I'm coming to this one.
Yes, you
this
should.
year. No, we are.
Yes, the last one had OG Ron C and A-Trak.
Yeah.
It was dope. So in December we do a party, and
And a summer backyard party too.
yeah, there's that too. That's day off. There's a couple parties we do every year.
Everything.
So
Anything.
yeah,
Spaceship.
yes. So we're organizing this holiday party, and we decided to book Just Blaze, and we had this idea. This was like 3 years ago. We had this idea. Let's have Just Blaze come do a house set.
Right.
And I hit him up, and he was psyched. Like, he was excited. He was like, yo, no one asked me to play a house set. I love house music. So he comes and plays this house set. There's a big snowstorm that year. That day, I mean, we're all like, fuck, what's going to happen with our party? But, thankfully everybody still came out on some, like, battle the elements. Let's go and have a good time, because it's the Friday before Christmas, literally. And Just comes up and plays it. Yeah, it was at this showroom in Soho, and Just starts playing these house records, and then he plays this one joint that was dope that I didn't know, and I was like, what is that? He's like, oh, that's my shit. That's like, that's my joint. And I talked to him after, and he's like, yeah, I made this track. I don't know, what do you think? And I was like, yo, we got to put this out. And that's sort of where the relationship started, where we decided we would do a Just Blaze record on Fool's Gold, which has been sort of this
building and building.
Yeah, this sort of holy grail thing.
So when are we going to see that?
But aside from that, he's played, countless Fool's Gold parties since he's become sort of part of our stable.
I've seen
of
him
DJs.
acting as a videographer at Fool's Gold parties. I've seen him on stage with a camera filming Fool's Gold
Hell
shows
yeah,
before.
yeah. Just likes cameras. He likes gadgets.
Just likes everything.
Yes,
he likes the Combat Jack show.
He has good taste.
Yeah.
But I think we're kindred spirits, music lovers, hip hop heads who also like house and like just love to DJ and just love good music, and that's how we became homies. But
so now it seems like the momentum is even picking up even more. Like
sure.
you
now we have a shop. There's a Fool's Gold store.
I was about to ask you, how's the shop doing in
It's doing
Brooklyn?
great, man. It's doing great. I mean, the thing that we realized with Fool's Gold is that we're a record label first, but actually selling records is only sort of like phase one of the operation.
Right.
That's the
you
center.
can't just survive on selling records
right.
anymore.
I mean, nowadays you can't build a business plan around that. We don't neglect that.
Or your business will be in shambles.
Yes, as they say, as the suits say. But we have a very strong sense of aesthetics. We have an in-house art director that does all our artwork. There's a look to Fool's Gold. There's Fool's Gold events where people know what the experience feels like, what the parties feel like.
Lifestyle. There's a Fool's Gold lifestyle.
Hashtag lifestyle. So there's a whole lifestyle that goes with it.
A-Trak, you've got to create a Fool's Gold credit. Like when you come to a Fool's Gold party, get some Fool's Gold credit. You can buy things with that credit.
Do you get the credit if you wait in line for a Fool's Gold party?
That's a whole thing. but yeah, so basically, it started with us making merch, and that was doing well, and then we decided to open a store at the front of our office in Williamsburg, and that's been doing great. Then we opened the online store that did even better.
Nice.
The jacket that I'm wearing is Fool's Gold.
Really?
Yeah, we do.
Now, what kind of leather is that? Because Dallas touched it and said it was the softest, one of the softest leathers you've ever touched, right, Dallas?
That's definitely like some baby lamb.
I believe this is Napa.
Napa.
Yeah, and I believe it's lamb.
Yes.
Yeah. This
That was a good baby lamb too. Like it listened, it did what you told it to do.
Obedient baby lamb.
Yeah.
So we're not putting you in danger of PETA coming after you, huh?
Man,
do you let your leather drag on the
floor?
A-Trak reminds me of an old blues man, an old jazz man.
Now, tell us about the hat.
There's a lot of jazz
hat.
history in Montreal.
Tell us about your hat.
My hat.
Yes, your signature hat. You've worked with so many different brands. One of the brands that you've worked with is New Era, but yet you have this signature hat.
I used to wear a lot of New Eras. I used to have a closet full of New Eras. Then I threw them out. I don't know. I've been wearing a sort of fedora hat for a couple of years now, and it's just
and it works.
Yeah, that's when you find something that works, that's it.
Project X.
Oh yes,
One of the biggest movies in the country, one of the biggest movies in the world,
that was
and your
exciting.
music is all up in there.
Yeah, I got 2 songs on there.
2 songs in there.
Yeah.
How's that feel, man? Like it's not stopping for you, man.
It's great. I mean,
Danny Brown.
I
fucks with Danny Brown.
Hell yeah.
Like it's not stopping.
Danny Brown.
But you know what it is? I think
The cover of Billboard, man.
yeah, that was dope.
That was big, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I've been working on and working towards that feel like they're coming together now, which is a great feeling. But I'm not resting on my laurels. To me, there's still plenty to do more. But
And you're
What's
so
next?
young. You're still so fucking young, dude.
What's next?
I still need to, we're going to put out the Duck Sauce album this year. I'm going to work on my own A-Track album after that. There's a lot of-
No. Tell us, give us a real insight to A-Track. What's next? Is it a film company?
On the business,
fiction.
no, there's a lot of things that I still want to do musically. There's a lot of production, working with other artists, producing full albums, executive producing full albums. I mean, the thing that I've seen in the last couple of years is there's such a saturation of information, of music, of everything, and there's a real need for curation, for filters, for people to come in and just guide projects. And
The
that's
real quote unquote tastemaker.
yeah, and that's as a DJ, that's something that comes to me naturally, whether it be for artistic direction, for artwork, for this or that, or for music, or for A&Ring, or for actually making beats myself. I know how to come in and shape something, and I know when something sounds right or looks right or whatever, and that's a role that I'm happy to take on, and I really feel like there's more than ever a need for that, and that's a big part of the reason why the DJs are becoming so powerful now. It's a combination of one, the sound itself, like the sonics of music are really evolving, and shit sounds big, and like people are open to hearing really futuristic new sounds. So that's reason one why DJs are blowing up right now, is like DJs know we're in clubs every other night. We know when the shit sounds right. And reason two is this whole concept of curation, of molding projects, and just being the sort of guide to anything, and being a sort of cultural voice. And that's a role that I'm happy to take on too. And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of this stuff is happening. Like the Billboard cover, they could have put any combination of 3 DJs. There's a ton of DJs that are blowing up right now. There's plenty of DJs that are doing great. But I think what's interesting about picking me, Diplo, and Skrillex is that the 3 of us run our own labels, and the 3 of us are sort of like weirdos musically that like don't really do what the mainstream is. We kind of just stubbornly follow our ears and do shit that's a little bit off center, but we bring people to that, and that's my passion. Like if I just did the shit that everybody else did, like I said before, I wouldn't do this for 15 plus years. There's things that I believe in, and there's things that I think are actually interesting and worthwhile checking out, and my whole mission is bringing people's attention to that. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps me excited every day. Because if not, I'd get bored, man, or I'd get tired from jet lag and just go on vacation.
But I contrary to what you say too, that cover did make a lot of sense, because other than what you guys are doing that's similar, you guys' names are reverberating all over the place, man. When I was down at South by Southwest, man, it was all about Skrillex.
It's huge.
And then Diplo.
Huge.
I mean, Diplo is he's like a fucking continent.
Yeah,
A-Track, you paint with a paintbrush?
I don't.
Okay. If you did paint, would you say you're an impressionist, or maybe you're abstract, or do you like painting?
What the fuck is that?
Barbara Walters question
I know,
right now.
right?
You know why?
Do we have
Because
any
artists,
heart for any
artists like A-Track, artists like a lot of us, can do anything we want.
Artists like Bob Ross.
We can do anything we want. So
artists like Bob Ross.
Artists like Bob Ross.
Yes.
Okay, that's Matt Raz.
Anyway, listen, man. I promised our audience we would not go over time.
Okay.
I got so many more questions to ask you, man. But you've been such a gracious guy. But I mean, as a resident DJ, do you have one particular question?
Yeah, I got 2 real quick.
One question.
One.
All
right, I'll ask the other one afterwards.
I'm going to give my my question to Ben Amin.
Okay, that'll work. So I get 2. All right, one. What was it like when you saw Qbert do the all that scratching? Was that like the first time you saw him do it when he did the all that scratching is making me itch?
Was that the first time I saw
Yeah.
him?
I mean, I know you'd seen him before. Was that the first time you saw him do that routine?
I mean, the first I saw Qbert was videos of DMC.
Yeah.
Tapes. Do you know what I mean? So it was probably, I'm trying to remember, it was probably the 93, 94 DMC routine that him and Mixmaster Mike did. But that routine you're talking about, I saw shortly after.
Yeah, I mean, you were there when he first did it, right?
I don't think when he first did it, but at the summit.
Summit, yeah, when all,
the
yeah.
videos that, you know, I saw him do that. I'm sure he did it a few times before, but yeah, that was the year when a lot of that came together.
And my second reason of question, it's just the
Which is,
heads.
by the way, which is ill because I just remembered something. Like I remember, you know, back when we used to scratch on these samples back then, you know, we would buy these records that they're called battle records, right? Like just records with scratch samples that someone else compiled. I remember doing a show in Montreal at this club. Actually, there used to be a jazz club, so maybe Dallas Penn would be into this. And it was just a sort of like open-minded audience. I'm scratching on the Malcolm McLaren joint. All the scratching's making me itch. I didn't know it's Malcolm McLaren. I just did something on a record. And I remember this guy coming up to me from the crowd, being really enthusiastic, being like, "Yo, it's crazy that you scratched on the Malcolm McLaren joint, but you're so young. How do you even know?" And I was just like, "On the what?"
I didn't learn that till so much later on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And my other one really isn't a question. It's just the Heads Will Roll remix.
Yes.
Yo, how the fuck? Like.
Project X.
Like, yo, that is like one of the best beats to me. Like when that shit comes in, like, man, yeah.
You know what though? I worked on that shit. I told that story on Twitter a couple months ago. I worked on that remix for so long, the label didn't even want to take it at first. Like I worked on that joint for like 5 months or something. Like I remember I heard the song. And I was like, I want to remix this, which is usually the other way around. Usually a band that hits up a DJ or a producer. But I wanted to remix it. So I had my manager hit them up. And they're like, okay, sure. So they sent me the parts. And they gave me a deadline like a month away. And I started working on it, trying different things. And then I had a sort of rough demo. Then I got to go on tour for like 2 months. Then I come home, work on it a bit more. I got to go on another tour, come home. It's almost done. Mess with it for a couple more weeks. Test it out. Next thing you know, it's like half of the year went by. But I got this joint on my hands where I'm like, yeah, this is kind of dope. And I started playing it out, and I'm like, yo, this is killing. And I send it to my manager. I'm like, all right, send it to Interscope, send it to the label. I'm done. I think this is pretty good. And they're like, Heads Will Roll. We finished this single's been done for like 3 months. We're on to the next single now. What do you want us to do with this single? Or with the remix for this single? And we're like, yo, it's kind of dope though. And they're like, this whole single's done. So I give it to a couple DJs. They start playing it out, and the shit's like already bubbling and blowing up. And it's like, there's YouTube's rips that are getting like tens of thousands of views and stuff. And we sort of went back to them like, guys, are you sure? Because this is kind of working. And they're like, alive. Yeah, and they're like, okay, fine, we'll put it out. And then, it's probably it's definitely one of the top 3 biggest things I've done.
It's a gift that keeps giving.
And then Project X put it in the trailer, and there's a whole new generation that's finding out about the joint. Now it's in the movie, so this.
Yeah, I didn't even think that it's in the Project X trailer.
Yeah. So now, like this year, there's all these new fans that.
So I can play it again now, right?
Yes. Hashtag relevant.
There you go. Well, listen, man, continued success to you, man.
Thank you very much.
And if there's anything that you want to play on the show, anything that you want to feature, we're always here, man. So listen, man, Dallas Penn, A-Trak has been a great guest, man. Like one of the best, right?
It does not stop.
Have I been affable?
What's that?
Have I been amicable?
Very, very amicable, man.
And affable.
Yes. And affable.
Amiable.
And amiable. Big words, man. So Dallas, man.
Combat.
Once again, man.
Combat. I mean, I don't want to leave. I want to talk about the spaceship, where we're going next with dance music. I mean, hip-hop, dance music.
It's all just music.
It's all just music,
rock,
man.
Music. I want to dance.
You want to dance.
When's the Fool Go summer party? I'm going. I'm on my way there. I'm camping out for this party.
Camping out right now.
I am.
Yeah.
The burgers were delicious.
Every Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day, we will be there. We will definitely be there.
Official.
So Dallas, take us out of here, man. It's another show.
Combat Jack Show, PNCRadio.fm. Shout out to the Combat Jack Show chat room. Okay, I know they were getting it in. I know
were they getting it in tonight? I didn't have a chance to look
That's
at it.
what they
could have been getting in more tonight.
Okay,
honestly.
so
yeah.
Shout out to
attempt.
Just Blaze, Ludacris,
Conjure,
Conjure Cognac,
Cognac.
Conjure Cognac. Yo, shout out to the cheat code, though.
Shout out to the cheat
shout
code.
out to Premium Pete.
Yes.
Shout out to Always Ambitious. And the whole Combat Jack Show staff.
Shout out to Skull Candy and the New York, the Brooklyn Nets.
Listen. We're gonna keep talking about the Brooklyn Royale. The Brooklyn Royale.
Okay.
Coming soon. Brooklyn Royale.
There you go. Well, it was another great show, man, and it's good to have you back. And A-Trak, man, like I said, man, anytime you want to come back,
Pleasure.
let us know, man. Upcoming shows on May 9th, we have Ill
2
Bill.
weeks from tonight.
Ill
Bill,
that's my homie.
Slain, there's a bunch of people
Slain and
checking
Danny
in
Boy
right now.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our white boy rapper episode.
They're gonna kill it.
That's May 9th. Ill Bill, Slain, and Danny Boy. And on May 16th, we have Raconteur Films.
Yeah. That's the
Billy
Cocaine
Corbin
Cowboys.
and Alfred Spellman.
Yeah, they're in the Tribeca Film Festival right now with their new movie, Broke. Which is about athletes going broke.
Wow, and I just saw Limelight, which was amazing. Have you seen Limelight? The documentary?
It's crazy. One of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Ill.
Very creatively
it's definitely
produced.
ill. You definitely got to check that out.
Keep one
They'll
eye
be
open.
here on the 16th. We have some other guests lined up that haven't necessarily been confirmed, but this is it, yo. Internets, I so apologize that we keep going over time, but it's just all this great content. When you have great people like A-Trak coming out of his busy schedule to share these gems with us, it doesn't stop.
Sneaker Fiends, for those keeping count at home, A-Trak, Rock Tonight, Crispy Pear, Black, 3, Jordan, Air Jordan,
Crispy.
and
you got the Ewings on, B.
Shout out to the Knicks.
You got the Ewings. How old are those sneakers, man?
Well, I mean, listen, you got to be 2 years from dying to know what sneakers I got on right now.
When did those sneakers come out, Dallas?
First of all, you got to be, like I told you, Combat, today, some old black dudes, they homeless. They're going to be dead soon. It's like, yo, where you get the Ewings?
How long have you had those Ewings, man?
I mean, they've been. These are what's called retros. They redid these.
Okay, so those aren't on you. Those are restocks, retros.
No, they're retros. They remade the shoe again. If I had the original shoe I had,
them shits would be yellow.
Well, they'd be yellow, but they'd be broken apart. The rubber doesn't last that long. Come on, this is. This is capitalism.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, listen.
Yes.
Internets, you have been tuned into the Combat Jack Show. Once again, it's been a great honor, and you know what it is, man. Signing off, we got Ben Hamid, we got Matt Raz, we got A-King in the house, we got Dallas Penn, and we got the incredible A-Trak, man. Dream them dreams, and then man up and live them dreams, because a life without dreams is black and white, and the universe flows in technicolor and surround sound.
There you go.
Blow.
Internets.
Luda.
Internets.
You're tuned in to PNC Radio, home of the Combat Jack Show, featuring Dallas Penn.